loyalty to a sweet, sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as well. For tomorrow, now we go make salute.
Who were free to move about their normal issues. So I'm here to give an update or provide further information to what we presented yesterday. Let me again repeat that voting took place yesterday in all polling stations nationwide. In some polling stations where polls did not open on time, voting continued beyond 5 p.m., ensuring that all those in queue voted. At polling center code number 16148 St. Anne's School, for instance, voting went on till 11:30 p.m. and counting was done in the presence of political party agents and observers. Similarly, at polling center code 16140 Amaria School, polling continued till the presence of political party agents and observers. Despite the attacks on our staff and despite the fear or threats given to us, we ensure that everybody that show up to our center given the opportunity to vote. And I especially want to thank the security sector for their professional approach to all the agitations which were in some areas were evident. They were able to pacify voters and Sierra Leoneans to stay in the queue and went through the process. As we speak, the RRF form, that is the result reconciliation forms, are being received at our district offices. Some of the result reconciliation forms earlier received have been taken to the respective regional tally centers for processing. The rest will be transported to the regional tally centers in the next few hours. In other words, we have received some result reconciliation forms at our centers, and the tally of results has commenced. Counting of early voting ballots, this relates to the pilgrims, did not take place in the Western Urban, Western Rural, and Bombali districts due to violence and high level of tension. In Western Rural, a Delta police officer stationed at center code number 15012, IEC Primary School, Waterloo, prevented the counting of early voting. This caused huge tension, and ECSL Assistant Director had to be whisked away by the commanding officer at Tumbo Police Station. The Commission will make decision on the next step in line with this. We had indicated that we were going to count the early vote ballots at specific centers in the district where the voting took place. And therefore, the intention was to take these ballot boxes to that center to be mixed with others so that we count there. But this particular police officer created an impression that the ballot boxes were kind of had issues, or we are trying to stuff ballots, and that led supporters of political parties to raise tension, and we did not count these ballots in these specific areas. Tally had commenced in all regional tally centers since this morning. It actually started about 10 o'clock, and it is going on peacefully. In addition to the election information, this information relating to the polls and the tallying process, let me also remind or inform the public that, as we promised, the tallying, the physical results are being used to do the tally at the districts, at the regional centers. Even though we had used our app to transmit results, but we promised that we were going to use the physical results. And we have all political parties at our respective regional tally centers, despite some level of threats in some parts, like in Poloko and in Bombali. But security have been alerted about the incident. The other issues I want to report to the public: in Bombali district, elections coordinator Abdullah Jallo was beaten along Mabroka Road in Makeni. Also in Bombali, Hassan Karim, office assistant at the Bombali, at our office in Bombali, was beaten and seriously injured on his way to deliver supplementary ballots to a polling station that was running low on ballots. Ballot papers were retrieved intact. At polling station code 10271, RC Primary School, Mbesene in Lunsa, Poloko District, a presiding officer was beaten for simply carrying out his. Also in Lunsa, Poloko District, 2 election coordinators, Unfa AS Bangura and Alex Suri, were also beaten with one of their rented vehicles with number AP A731 vandalized. Again, in Poloko, a female election coordinator, Marcia Tukonte, was also beaten and she sustained serious injuries at Kagbantama. 6058 DC Primary School, also in Kwenadugu District, serious fighting took place which led to the burning of a hire motorbike. This fighting initially disrupted the counting, save for the prompt intervention of the RSLAF that ensured counting continue. Again, in Kwenadugu District at 6087 Center, DC Primary School, Kamukalia, our staff were attacked, and parliamentary ballot box broken, not destroyed, or simply they were doing their official responsibilities. The polling center manager at 7082 Baptist Primary School in Mabroka, Tonkolili District, who was incidentally the headmaster of the school, James Bobo Fuller was seriously manhandled on false allegation of ballot stuffing. I think some of us saw some of these social media posting of an elderly man with blood oozing from his chest. That's the man. He's the school headmaster, and he was beaten. He was rescued by the police. His video is making round on social media. Also in Tonkolili District at Bendugu, Sambaya Bendugu Chiefdom, youth pour fear on election coordinator Ibrahim, wanting to set him ablaze. He was rescued by the community elders. So these are the sacrifices the commissioners and staff went through, or the pains we went through in order to deliver our national service. And no politician will talk about those incidents. Instead, they will create fake videos and purported our staff are being involved in malpractices. But these are the realities of elections. So we are used to it. The most important thing is we stood our ground and ensured that the election suffered. And we are happy from comments from international partners. At least we have passed this test and will continue to pass the remaining tests of this journey. Thank you. I now call on my colleague, Chairman PPRC, to come and give an update. Thank you.
Still. The PPRC, we have been working 24 hours around the clock to ensure that we create the enabling environment that we had yesterday for the conduct of the polls. And yesterday we all saw that by way of a preliminary statement from us, our observation, because on polling day, we also become observers. We actually do not have anything to do officially other than to observe the polls. So we were in an observer status, and as I said preliminarily, we are satisfied that the elections were generally very peaceful. After I cast my votes in Freetown, I went to the provinces, started from Makeni down to Bo and Kenema, to see what was happening there. I only came back this morning. And all of the places I went to, the electorates were very comforting. And the turnout, in our opinion, was very impressive. I mean, it's outside our mandate to talk about percentage, but the lines we saw are indicative of the fact that people were determined for their voices to be heard. And so they came out in their numbers and they exercised their franchise. So we think that it was very impressive. And even the weather was very clement. All of where I went, I mean, there was no rain. The people were there, the place was sandy, so even nature was supporting these elections. And our people came out without being subjected to any rains. This is, we all know it's the rainy season. Some of us, we are fearful that let there be a very good weather for the polls so that our people will have the opportunity. And as a commission, we know that the people have spoken. And all of us are now waiting to hear the verdict of the people through their mouthpiece, their statutory mouthpiece, who is the National Returning Officer. And from all of what we have done before now, all of the engagement we've had with our own partners, who are the political parties, very critical in the electoral process, we are very much expectant that when the results will come out, people will like the results and respect the voice of the people. All of them were jostling for the people's mandate. So if any of them is opportune to have that mandate, we'll expect that those who may not be opportune to also show some respect to the people, to accept the verdicts they have given. And we will continue to remind all of those participating in this election, particularly the presidential candidates, of the peace pledge they signed, which was something that was undertaken by the Peace Pledge Committee through support from the Commonwealth. And in that peace pledge, they all committed to respect the electoral laws and to accept the outcomes if anybody will have issue, either with the conduct or the outcome of these elections. All also committed in that document that they will seek legal redress. They will follow the due process and nobody will take the law into their hands. So we will hope that they will leave the commitment they signed to in that peace pledge, and people will not just sign the peace pledge because they wanted to offer political correctness. And we have also seen that quite a number of results are doing the rounds on social media. And of course, as we all know, those results are not official. As I said, there is only one person that has the mandate to pronounce the outcome of an election, and that is the National Returning Officer. So we'll encourage everybody to be patient and wait for him to tell us what the verdict of the people is, and then all of us will move on towards the development of this country. Some of those results we are seeing on social media are clearly intended dissent. And I want our politicians to realize that they also have a responsibility to this country. All of us are supposed to do what we can to keep the peace and to ensure that we move this country forward. So we call on our constituents who are the political parties to continue to show the goodwill they have demonstrated so far throughout the campaign period. We had skirmishes here and there, but largely the campaign trail was peaceful. And of course, yesterday was absolutely peaceful. And we think that they will continue on that trajectory to continue to support and respect the wishes of the people. We also called conference to give you detailed information of our observations. And during that press conference, I think we will want to also do the same thing, calling our partners also to make statements and see how much we can do. The politicians to be tolerant, and to be accommodating. I have always referred to Peter Obi. When he lost the election, we all know the promise he held when they conducted, and almost everybody in Nigeria through their support. So when he came out otherwise, he didn't call his supporters to the street to wreak havoc. He took the legal path, and then by that way, he was able to save his country from chaos. So we will encourage all of our politicians to learn from that example. Leadership is about selflessness, and leadership is about selflessness. So we expect that our politicians will demonstrate this. I mean, the process has been peaceful so far, so let us continue to be peaceful and to promote the interests of our country. Thank you all. Thank you.
Coordinator for the Office of National Security.
Thank you, Director of Operations, ECSL. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm extremely part of this ECSL press briefing this afternoon. But first, I would want to congratulate the people of Sierra Leone for their comportment in making the work of the security sector very easy. On the basis of security, I'm pleased to report that the general security situation in the country is within the entire country, in spite of the isolated incidences in some parts of the country. We have, as a country, honorably discharged the period in which it matters most, when the whole world is looking at us to see what Sierra Leone will look like during this period of elections. Prior to the conduct of the just concluded and multi-tier elections, the security sector had promised the people of Sierra Leone and the international partners that it will discharge its responsibility professionally to ensure the peace and security of the elections. We treated this in several fora, where when I did a press conference with the media, to meet the international observers, that indeed we are going to have a very peaceful election in this country. That is based on our preparedness. In the sector, we had actually prepared ourselves to ensure that we make sure the security of this country is peaceful, and that the people go about and vote, and nothing will happen to them. Though what the CSA was referring to, we have few isolated incidences, which maybe I may talk about that later. At this point, I am so elated by the professional performance of the security sector in ensuring maximum security throughout the voting. It is the responsibility of the security sector to protect our country and also be very happy to recognize the role of the men and women security forces and aides. Our security forces have done very well, and therefore I must congratulate them and recognize them at this point, because in such an election, when we started, most people thought that Sierra Leone was going to burn. But prior to the campaigns and votings, I think as a sector, the people of this country cannot judge us that they have a security sector to look up to protect them. in spite of the incidences that happened during the voting, where ECSL officers were attacked, where other people were attacked, based on rumors, because some of these things are rumors and perception, because people have perceptions and they do not trust the people that had created that kind of mayhem, where even people were supposed to be lighted, to be burnt. ECSL materials were destroyed. Some boxes were carted away by some individuals. But all of these instances happened in just one part of the country, and that is the north and the northeast. Just one part of the country. You are all testimony to know how these things happened. Before this time, there were a lot of allegations that the Southeast would not allow polling agents to vote, or they were going to beat polling agents. But I'm sure the observers who went to the Southeast clearly showed that things happened very peacefully. So for those activities that had already taken place, the police is investigating, and they are far gone in the investigation. We are hoping that the culprits will be brought to book very shortly. Although it has been challenging, yet we have sailed through what could have been seen as troubling period. Coordination at all levels was distinctly excellent. For this, I commend my colleagues in the security sector for their level of cooperation and collaboration, and encourage all of us to remain firmly focused on our respective mandates. So far, reports received from across the country indicate that our personnel carry out their functions dispassionately and professionally. We appreciate the ECSL fortitude in the midst of a number of technical challenges to live up to public expectations likely. I believe our domestic international observation missions may be reasonably satisfied with the output of our collective efforts. Equally, the significance of the role and the level of cooperation from all registered political parties during the electioneering process cannot be overemphasized, even though some overstep their boundaries. It is important to recognize that elections everywhere in the world are not devoid of disagreements. However, the focus on managing and containing our differences within acceptable legal boundaries is what is most important. There's always the procedure, the law. If you think you are aggrieved, you don't go to the street to do unlawful demonstrations. I would love to encourage everybody, when results are read, if you think, go to the court. But when you choose the pattern of going to the streets, as a sector, we will not sit by and allow anybody to disturb the peace of this country. I have said that severally, and I'll continue to say that. Investigations into grave electoral infractions reported to the Sierra Leone police are at an advanced stage. Those who would eventually be found culpable, I repeat, will also be brought to book again. I would like to entreat all of us to remain patient until the ESL announces final results of the elections. And those who would win should celebrate modestly and within the confines of the law, while those who lose must respect the decision of the electorates. People must desist, especially political parties, from announcing results. It's only the CSL, the chairperson, that has that constitutional rule to announce results. We are standing by to ensure that anybody who attempts to announce before the ECSL announces their results, you also face the full penalty of the law, because it's a crime. And therefore, we would not to allow people to announce results, get their people in the streets. I'm using this medium to warn all those. I'm seeing some audios and videos coming out of somebody who are talking as if that they are going to announce results. As a sector, I'm warning those people who have those intentions to desist forthwith. Anyone who feels aggrieved to seek redress using the court of law. Anyone who feels aggrieved, I want to repeat this again. I want to repeat it so that people can understand clearly. Because we're not too far, maybe 48 hours from now, I don't know what may happen. So people who believe they are aggrieved must use the court of law. I'm emphasizing this because of good reasons. The areas that the ECSL mentioned that these people have been attacked, there are some critical areas which maybe these are very serious areas, like Tonkolili. In Tonkolili, they almost wanted to light the ECSL officer, to burn the ECSL officer. And the person who directed that is also a personality, which is not too good for our electoral process. The boxes were carted away. In Lunsha, the same thing happened. The ECSL people was destroyed and the individual beaten. The police officer was also beaten, the female police officer, and they were also beaten. You see, this is the area where sometimes people want to ask questions or say statements to say the police is being high-handed. I'm sure all of you can attest to the fact that this election went peacefully, carrying the sound of a bullet. Nobody was allowed to fire a bullet because this is a civil election. Is about civil business, and because it's a civil business, we wanted the police to take preeminence over it, the primacy. But irrespective of that, you have civilians who took upon themselves to be attacking the police officers, to be attacking ECSL officers. For us, that is most unfair to us. However, we requested them to exercise some patience in reacting. That is why you saw there was no tear gas, there was no bullets out there for anybody, because we thought this should be a civil process and everybody should take part. If there was bullets, some people would have been scared to go out and vote. But the turnout was very high. In fact, to me, as this is one of the highest turnout in this country, the people who are high to vote. He says the chairperson said I should leave that to him. But because of those miscreants, those hooligans who thought they should take upon themselves to attack other people, that's unfortunate on the part of those, especially those political parties those people belong to. Moving forward, we have already pre-positioned ourselves at the tally centers to ensure that the tallies are done peacefully and results sent to the ECSL HQ. As I'm talking now, all of those areas, we have our security personnel. And we are also moved into the areas where they are pulling where the polling took to support the ECSL to ensure that those ballot boxes are brought to the regions. That's currently being done. So as a sector, we are again appealing to everybody, as we have done before the voting, that we must cooperate with the security sector, work with us for us to go to the end of this process. We want to have and to see a peaceful conclusion of this process. Announcements read, people jubilate. And let others join them to jubilate, because it is not going to be a one party. Everybody will be winning. It's not just one political party winning. Everybody, Sierra Leone will be winning. It is Sierra Leone. So take yourselves in all political parties that Sierra Leone will be winning and not a political party. And the security sector will remain with you to protect you and provide the enabling environment even after the elections. I want to thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir. At this point, we're going to take a few questions from the public, and Mr. Jones will coordinate and solutions. Thank you. Just if you think that what is the name, I won't be talking about that. Now, this may be probably for the ONS. This leads to the litany of attacks on police stations, police stations, particularly police center managers. I mean, one would see clearly semblance of lack of adequate security, especially for staff of the ECSL at these centers. And reports reaching me also indicate that a few protesters are standing outside the ECSL regional office in Makini with placards shouting, "No protection, no counting." Now, if we have seen attacks on staff at these centers, police stations, or say police center managers dragged, beating, all of the police, what security apparatus do we have to guarantee safe counting process? Thank you.
As much as journalists, to Mr. Commissioner, now we hear about projection of the police. Can you please clarify the issue about party, the political parties are asking for the results to be projected? Thank you very much.
Question is for the ONS coordinator. There were reports yesterday about firing one shot at some polling stations. I want to know whether that was something captured as part of your security updates, and whether people were arrested and how investigations were. And secondly, Mr. Commissioner and National Returning Officer, when will the Commission start announcing the results of the elections? Thank you.
My question is for and can you confirm that there was no death yesterday?
Hi there, Portia Cranky. Mr. Kodak, can you confirm that there are party agents from all parties?
You don't? All right. Yeah, we can respond to this.
Publisher at the newspaper. Mr. Commissioner, at Police Center 1648, St. Anne's, polling could not take place yesterday. The allegation was the voting could not take place. I want to know if that is aware by the Commission or the ECSA. That is one. Two, also there are claims of gunshot yesterday at Bethel Center as well as Kaikili Center at the eastern part of Premature. Do you aware of that also? Thank you.
This question, my name is Patrick Salia, and I work for the State Broadcaster of Advocacy. My question is for the Office of National Security, National Security Coordinator. Just wondered against premature announcement of results. Already, if you go through, I just asked you the PPRC for special article. If you go through the official accounts of some of these political party officials and cohorts as well, you realize that they are already claiming victory, landslide victory, for that matter. Landslide victory, and you just warned against those premature pronouncements because the figures may not have been there, but then claiming landslide victory underscore that especially. How would the owners respond to those slips?
The first one from the SLBC Director General, he was asking about the lack of adequate security in some of the police stations, and that was maybe the reason why those attacks were done. I will categorically say no, it's not correct. There were security personnel in most of the police stations. Now, I have told you, election is a civil process. We have refrained from putting security personnel in those stations with lethal weapons that will scare off people. So what happened is the general duty police officer was there with other police officers, but they had no weapon. The ones that had weapons are far off. And here you are talking about a crowd of people, great men. And all of these incidences that happen in this town and even all of the other areas, you had a crowd of people moving with maybe just few. And for this particular election, we used 17,000 in almost all of the police stations in the entire country. We had the RSLF there to support the SLP, but at a far distance, over 300 meters off. Because that's the law. You should not go closer to the police station. So all of these things that happened, it happened because we wanted it to be a civil business, a civil affair. All of it could now be less Islam moving forward. But it was not because of lack of security that these people were attacked. In most cases, the attack took place even so spontaneously. You know, where they were, for instance, where they had a mismatch of a voter register, they want to take that voter register to go and bring a new one. The crowd became agitated. They thought people were going to cheat that people are going to do. People are suspicious of everything. That's just a figment of imagination that these people want to do this and that. All of those things, some of these, the attacks in some of these areas. Okay. But I will categorically say that we have security all over, everywhere. The people can attest to that there were security presence everywhere. The other one, somebody used to gunshots. Say whether they had gunshots. I don't know whether they were gunshots, really. I never heard about gunshots because for some of these things, we have a national situation room. It should be reported if there are gunshots. So for me, there were no gunshots. I had no gunshots. There was somebody asked for me to confirm whether there was death. Yes, there was. Yesterday, there was no death. No death occurred. But just this morning, the fellow who was attacked in Tonkolili, alongside with another person, I was informed that he died just this morning. Before coming here, I got that information. He was mercilessly beaten by the attackers just this morning. You know. The claims of counter claims for the announcement of results. The one you are seeing, I'm also looking at, some of them are posted on social media. Some of them are there. For me, we look at social media, we monitor social media, but we'll react to them. When you practically want to do what we said you should not do, that is where we can come in. All right? Because sometimes people make statements, and then when you go to their WhatsApp page, they will tell you somebody else has used my WhatsApp page. You know, so there is nobody to compare whether somebody else or somebody used their or it is who did the thing. So for us in the sector, we will continue to warn people. Yes, they have the right to put it in there if they want to put it in their WhatsApp pages, but they should not announce results. Nobody should announce results. The one you are putting out, those people you are putting out, that is left to you, because the figures you are putting there may not be even correct. You know, it's a question of announcement. Like when I saw one audio, somebody say he wants to organize a press conference. Nobody is going to organize press conference in this country to announce results. We're not even allowed you to do that. The moment we know you're organizing a press conference, we make sure nobody sits in that room. Nobody sits there in that room. So, Patrick, I want to assure you that the question of premature announcement, let's wait and see. We have warned people, and even before the election, we advise people also not to go to the streets. When you vote, go home. Yesterday, we are everywhere trying to talk to people. All of these areas they are talking about where this crisis took place, we visited all of those places yesterday. Myself and the team, the IG, the CDS, and our other colleagues. Even at St. Anne's. I was at St. Anne's yesterday up to 11 o'clock. We had to let the people vote. We don't allow them to say you have to vote. We allowed them to vote yesterday. There was some problem, but we had to, that was amended. You know.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. You know, when the security personality is talking, you see, it talks, you know, with force, so that everybody will understand what that means. For us in the electoral space, we talk slowly, but firmly, and assure the public that everything will be fine. Before I respond to the questions, let me recognize again my brothers on my right. These are all electoral management, head of electoral management institutions in respective countries. I have here the chair here, the chair for Electoral Commission for Tanzania, the chair for a commission from Burkina Faso, and the chair from Malawi. He, in particular, was here. He started the review of the Public Elections Act 2022. He did the first review and made recommendations. The one from Justice Kachali from Malawi. He developed most of the policies that we have based on the recommendations of the 2018 elections that led to the enactment of the Elections Act 2022. They also have accompanying commissioners from these countries. They are here to support me, not to everybody, just me. And we also have our sister, the chair from Liberia, she's right there. To thank you. Some of you might be planning to return, and you came, you saw, and you will go in peace. But be rest assured, your presence here gave me a lot of confidence as learning and supporting mission. I appreciate your coming. Thank you. And I also want to recognize our brother Sano of his salon or his Sierra Leone. He brought the idea of having a medical center or a clinic just at this center, just in case anybody, collapse or any medical issues. So even if you want to check your blood pressure, we have the nurses just across. So thank you so much, Sano, and your organization for that wonderful support. These are all initiatives that we think we've added to this process to make it more, just like fun. I usually say when I go to observe other elections, we have moved into electoral tourism. And that was the reason we brought everything at this end, so that at least our visitors will contribute to our GDP for this 1 week, 5 days. Thank you all for coming from for our international partners. So let me go to the questions. I will add to the question by the director of SLBC relating to the security of the tally centers, in addition to what the coordinator provided. We have received some stress call from our staff, just like what you read there. And we have contacted the security sector. They have increased the deployment especially in Bombali, at our Bombali office. So they are there. That question relates to this issue of projection. I think for the past 2 weeks, we have been bashed for using technology. People are asking us to tally, to project results. I think projecting results are all part of technology. So that's contradictory anyway. However, we did not plan to project the tally of the results as they process. I know people are referencing what we have been doing during the by-elections, when we only have one station to manage, few stations to manage, and one election since I came in. But for this magnitude of result that we have to process within a given time, it is practically impossible to have projector that we provide the entry of the results of 8 or so personnel who are entering at different times. What we had promised before, and they know the procedure, that we will print out the results, which will be certified by the district returning officers, and we give them copies of the results. And they are there. I can also confirm that all political parties are present at our tally centers. We give them allowances of 2 political party agents or observers to be present at the tally center. They are all there watching from my CCTV. I can see even international observers are also there. AYV, I saw AYV as well, and some other media houses. So the process is very much transparent and people are enjoying the process. I also want to inform the public the ballot boxes are still at some locations which they are retrieving to the district offices. I was particularly reminded about this from my director of operation because of the experience he had. I think, was it 2012? He was mobbed very seriously. After the poll, the following day, he went to retrieve ballot boxes with some materials, and they thought that was the ballots, special ballots, stock with ballot papers. And he was saved by the police. So I just want to use this media to inform the public our staff are still retrieving materials from the field. Results, I'm sure all results are now at the district offices, and staff are moving with them to the regional center. Please don't see any of our staff carrying a ballot box and you start shouting that they are carrying stock ballot boxes, please. So as I mentioned, we are not doing of the tally as the process results. Announcement of results, provisional, you say, or interim results. I will come back to that. I have to go back to my staff to know the extent to which they have tallied results. And once we get reasonable percentage, we'll call press briefing to announce what we have gathered so far. And we really want to expedite the process. And we want to see how best we can do that so that the politicians who are already claiming victory, I'm asking them to wait, because what we have received is not official. You want to appeal to your political supporters, but please wait. The Constitution gives me that mandate. At least this one few days, let I enjoy and small. Of course, St. Anne polling station, it's not true voting did not take place. It took place. That's the station I read from my statement. Polls ended, voting ended at poll at 11:30 yesterday, and the ballots were counted, and they will form part of the results. Yeah, we had series of issues from one problem to another, to the extent our staff, the temporary staff or the hard work staff, left the station. One of the stations, we had about 7 stations, 6 went on, and the last one there was nobody. So I have to pull my directors to go there and supervise the voting. So we're able to conclude that. Of course, parties claiming victory, we have told them they don't have the power to crown themselves. And if they had that power, they should have done that long ago without even going to the polls. So let them wait. We'll give them the figures. Any other question? One more set, please.
Ibrahim, my name, Executive Director of Citizens Rebellion. This goes to the Chief Electoral Commissioners. My observation is why they are moving these boxes to another centers. You have any representative from every political party that will move together with those people? That's my question.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Marcos Bangura, the managing editor for C4D Media newspaper. This election has been accompanied with huge lots of suspicion and distrust. And this has led to a lot of problems. During the day, that is yesterday, there have been a lot and lots of delays on the distribution of electoral materials that gave rise to suspicion and distrust. Don't you think if you had put things in place to take those materials on time, a lot of people could not have developed that suspicion and distrust that led to the attack on ECSL officials?
Thank you. I'm Tijan Jalo, and I represent the Times SL newspaper. During our visit yesterday in most of the polling centers, there were concerns raised by electorates, voters themselves. One has to do with the presence of political parties members who are not supposed to be in those areas. There were concerns of politicians holding pistols, intimidating voters not to go and vote. We had that issue at Loradov School. There was a vehicle with registration number 80285, and there were ballot papers in that vehicle. Members of the public had to intervene, and the issue got the attention of the Rosswood Police Station. They engaged the LUC on that one. Also at Lower Savage Square, there was an issue. Members of the public had to walk in to intimidate some of the ESL staffs who were there. When we interviewed the ESL staff, told us what politicians went there to interrupt the process while they were doing counting. So I had to take upon myself to call the LUC to send security officers to go and manage the area. Lower Service Square, yes, that was also an issue. And just like what said Marcus Bang, most of the concern raised by people were distrust and suspicious as a result of the delay in the transport of election materials. Like for Amaraya School, when there yesterday, there was an issue of the delay in voting process. Voting did not start till after 2 p.m. We were there, and there was high military presence. And to the security sector, what we saw yesterday was a kind of professionalism by the military, the police, and other security apparatus. Because even when media practitioners go into those centers, we were accorded, we were accommodated to visit each stations and centers with our identification. We are not intimidated. We are allowed to take photos and other things with exceptional cases. We are gunshots, we are fired.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Mariam Saeed, Hands of Hope Radio. So yesterday there was an incident at Allentown, Faith in Christ Primary School. One of the ECSL staffs, I think it was the PO in Station 8, Station 8, I don't know how to call it, the ink was dried. So one of the voters volunteered that I get dry ink na me lago kautam, like the blue that they used to wash clothes. So he allowed the guy to go and take the blue ink and brought it. So when they came with the ink and they were trying to mix the ink, one of the opposition party members, the agents that were there, saw the incident, and then he caused an alarm wherein stating that there was some going on. So before the whole incident happened, when the staff saw that the ink went out of hand, he threw the ink behind the window of the classroom, which led to the guy being almost beaten up, but then they couldn't get access to him. They took him to Allentown Police Station. In that case, I want to ask, how are you guys going to help this particular voter that tried to help the ECSL staff that knew very well that he shouldn't have asked the voter to bring the blue ink to help him to mix it? How are you guys going to help this particular individual in that police station?
Thank you very much. Sheikh Mustafa Bawa, Global Times. Now we don't know when the results will be announced. It is possible for us to know what percentage of the tallying that has been done.
Moha is the name. I work Standard Times newspaper.
There are so many of us. Don't get jealous. Go ahead.
Okay. From the incident that has happened yesterday, I want to know if there have been any arrests since yesterday. How many arrests have been made to the ONS here? And again, you talk about people not to announce results. But if somebody goes on social media and announce that we've won A, B, C, and D, how do you describe that? Because you are talking about those announcements put on social media are not your business. But how do you respond to that? If somebody goes on social media, put an audio announcing the result, how do you respond to that?
Okay, I think one more. We have to come to the end of this press briefing, yeah? We have a lady.
For the Moyoba Conte, I write for the Calabash newspaper. National coordinator, you keep saying that there were adequate security personnel in all of the polling stations. But according to the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion reports, they said that some of the reports received by the commission was the aspect of inadequate security personnel in the polling station. And the Group 7G again was have a mission few hours ago in their press statement also made mention of inadequate security personnel in some polling stations. So I would like to know on what grounds do you stand to say there were adequate security personnel in all the polling stations? And secondly, the commission also observed that there are several emerging post-election tensions across the country. How do you intend to handle such kind of cases?
Okay. This is the last set of responses we have. We have subsequent press briefing. Political parties are not accredited to accompany the ballot boxes with used ballot papers. The votes were counted in their presence and the results were taken to the district or regional centers. I don't think even the politicians are interested in what is in there. All they are interested in is what was entered into, what were entered on the result reconciliation forms. So that information will just warn the public that our work, our staff are still mobilizing materials. So that will not be misconstrued. Delays and anger. We have over 11,000 polling stations, or 3,630 centers. I've highlighted here not more than 20 centers or stations. So it means Sierra Leone, greater majority, 90% of the centers or stations were open on time. In the Western urban, Western rural, we had no issues. Western urban, we had some issues in terms of delivery of materials because some of the staff abandoned their posts. Some of them left the materials at the warehouse. Some of them carry away boxes without their covers, printed the voter register and went through 3 steps of quality checks. This ballot paper, voter registers were packed a week ago, station by station, and we packed them in a separate bag for them just to carry, to take them to the centers. And some of these staff, when they arrive at the station, they will not come back to say, there's a problem, this item is not available. We have to check until the public, the voters were actually the ones, some of them were calling us. So that's the problem. We recruited 92,000 staff and we cannot control all of them. We cannot profile all of them. As they say, they are always a bad apple among a dozen. So that is the situation, that's the story. But generally across the country, the polls were open on time. But we have identified those staff and some of them we are going to blacklist them from our future recruitment. We'll take the necessary actions against them. For instance, Western Rural, we have about 424 centers. So if we were able to manage to open 400 on time, the 24, at least we can get a pass mark. Thank you so much. I I think, young lady, your concern is very much in place. We had requested every citizen to be part of this process. But I think sometimes, because of the pressure on work, the easiest probably the staff should have done to explain this to the political party agents, that we have this constraint and somebody has volunteered, before using. Yeah. So hopefully we will have noted that and to be part of the discussions, post-election issues we will address in future trainings. Thank you so much. The issue of when Kamobao will come to the public by end of the day if we are going to call any interim results. The tallying started at 10 o'clock, so our guys are still working. I have to go back there and see, analyze the situation. They will alert you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. That's the end of the press conference.
Oh, you don't know?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Okay. Let me just answer these questions. The first question he asked, it was whether we are arresting people. Yes, we have started arresting people and we have started investigating. And what about those who are posting on social media? Yes, if you post something on social media and we think also it's a recipe for crisis, we can bring it for questioning. That can be done. Somebody was asking about adequate security. Of course, there's adequate security everywhere because we have prepared for this election. All right? Thank you very much.
All right.
Well, plenty, thank you. Voting process today, some of these CSL workers them, and same way so then destroy some materials, them fuel a particular motorbike, them bond the motorbike, and also then destroy some materials. You mentioned names of places like Kujaon, Moyamba, Koinadu, Street, and Amaraya School, Lily. It's all saying plenty of them things there so where they happen, the politician and they talk bottom, but instead, they go do video, then, just for cause some sort of chaos and all that, and then for begin cause fairness, people and for the people and begin think otherwise, but the process.
So of course it make one silly with people that was a major concern will be the trend around which, about the early voting for the statement, of course. So it actually make mention for say that they go do the counting of voting, which not be the urban western rural and Bombali, but due to the vast and all these things, when I be an assistant director, when I be the CL possibly they couldn't actually, do the voting counting and all these things because there were so many violence and they try to attack them and all these things. They say so password even the Tumbo, people at the police station at Tumbo, and they can't try for the police officer and they try for can't secure the man, take him out there and everything. So it creates a serious tension around that area. It says so, but however, it's what thing I go do now for the voting. It go ensure for say this ballot papers are be counted, and then it will be counted in a specific area and a certain distance of where this casting of votes will actually be take place and all.
Also, due to the chaos we be happen now, Madia, say they make provision that people will vote till 10 p.m.
Yes.
For normally the process go well, and also the CSL make most based on the fact that people be the request for there be projection in this tally of results. So it make a let's say like this process involves a lot. They're not going to follow projection. They're able to follow emissions because that means something. But this huge entails a lot. So they're not going able to follow because of that reason.
So it be also it make mention of the RR reform when like they result in conciliation where you say, that they get a district office and all, but however it is, this whole, how to say, the ballot boxing, and they can go through some processing, and of course they'll be taken to the tally, because remember they mentioned earlier for saying, to all the materials, don't go to the tally center for be voted for. It was the processing, and from there they go to the tally center, and with the hope for results. But so far so good. It complements the political parties, and for saying, they're actually cooperating.
Okay. But we will come back, but now we join the studio with the Dong for a few interviews. We don't happen. From the discussions, we don't take place today. Nayasun Abintimani conference from the meeting. Now we join Ahmad Lamanaba. We all set.
The announcement of results by political parties. The longest style and maybe actually how and then monitor so far after
Continue the agreement with political parties and at least for wait for the month is the national but this is by no means new. Those have always happened after elections or waiting really appeal to people to permit dissent, because that's what we suspect. People for high expectation of their supporters and members, and at the end of the day, if the results come out and not reflecting the voting, they don't want those people to write and that will be the things they are permitting dissent. And that is not good. As politicians, they also have a responsibility to all who in duty to this country for ensuring safety.
in situations like this, how do they the presidential candidate, the commissioner talks something about talking to their supporters to understand safe, they don't come out for celebrating. Where they say, look, what is
and severally I've been hearing that they have promised the supporters there for ensuring when the elections are done, you get to see the ways the national electoral officer will pronounce the result. And if you are aggrieved by the outcome of the conduct of the election, you choose the legal path. I mean, go to court and seek redress. And also, we want to remind the leadership of the political parties, then presidential candidates and their leaders, that we don't sign this pledge. We and the Commonwealth that the support our process. And in that display, among the things they committed themselves to is that when the elections are conducted, the results are out, they will accept the outcome. And if anybody gets issues with the results, then we'll go through the due process and seek redress from the courts. So, I mean, it's a surprise that people are all over the place pronouncing results, even when the National Returning Office are not doing it. So we'll continue to engage the leadership, and where we are privileged to have the presidential candidate to talk to them, to talk to their supporters, not for permit dissent. Because when you do that deliberately with the intention of getting the expectations of the supporters and men for heightening those expectations, and at the end of the day, the true result can come, you support us to be aggrieved and things that are not to the peace. So they are let people exercise themselves.
Finally, sir, generally, advice in elections. What's in a general assessment, with the conduct of political parties as well as, people who handle the elections when ECSL?
Well, as I said in the press conference, generally the elections were very peaceful, and the voter turnout is very impressive. It's not for me to give a percentage. I don't get a mandate there. But in all of the places where I go, the lines are very long and people are ready. And as I say, even nature was hospitable to us yesterday. After I don't vote in a Freetown, I go up the provinces, went to McKinney first, and then go through Ile. And all of those places I visited, I don't see any rain and nothing happened there. So even weather was very clement and nature was in favor of this. So we just the thing say, in every electoral process, you get one or two hiccups here and there. And then people there, as the electoral has said, they had about 3,632 polling stations. If they have challenges in maybe 10 or 15 polling stations in terms of the materials coming late, I think people will understand. And also, that notwithstanding, they ensure everybody in those stations voted. They extended the voting time that was supposed to end at 5 p.m. In some places, they voted on to 11 p.m. just to make sure that everybody who is on the line before 5 o'clock get the opportunity for exercise their franchise. I think that's the most they can do.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for talking to us.
My pleasure.
Tomorrow, when I get press conference, hopefully we'll cover that.
Please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That the chairman for the Political Parties Relation Commission, Abdullahi Mambe Bangora, with the National Council for Civic and Development, Kalilu Tutange, David Swi already. Welcome to AYV.
Thank you very much, Lamrana. Thank you, AYV.
Yeah, you don't observe the elections. Tallying is going on, counting done. Generally, waiting at the observation of Nasib on the polling day.
No, me not proud right now, and I want to congratulate my compatriots for the way we behave ourselves right through the election day today. Yes, isolated incidents have been there, but we really show the issue of democracy, they go inside with bones and we live and sleep democracy. I'm a very proud Sierra Leonean.
Okay, there is this, post-polling day to waiting there happen now about tallying, announcement of results, and anticipation of people on who will win, how will they celebrate, as well how the other people then go accept the results. As a commission, waiting on what they do presently for monitor or supervise the situation.
Well, we already don't preempt this kind of situation. We don't do public education on them, and we still thank for people like Awana when they give you the podium for more go talk to Sierra Leoneans. A one green election, a one green president will get, the one green parliament. Do you have for the sake of the country more continue for behave the way we don't behave so far? But the result come out, would I win? He win. And we don't see all this process. Some they say this go happen, this go happen, this go happen. We don't see none of what the people then say go happen when are bad. Even the weather, just like how the people as German, even the weather is favor we. Even party the way come the American ambassador for instance send Twitter say in the worker all around. I congratulate you as Australians. Good luck, Jonathan. In the council of forum of elders, then congratulate you for what you do. So what I will ask Helena's and Komon will do as we go now with the wait for the results, more cost the process. Then make all my been at the police center as yesterday, and at the tallying back all money the people ECSL chairman on say each political party get 2 people for watch the tallying. What's in this tallying? Now sum up, then they sum up all man get the RF forms then. Oh, na go na your number there. When I say put time. When I away, then say put and then when I go compare on your numbers. If somebody not satisfied, there is a leak cause this country don't agree on. We're not satisfied with the outcome. We don't say Papa what done for winning this country. Even they say they disenfranchise some people then, but they say for the sake of a country, more move on then go 2012. People then we say we SLPP that time the SLPP decide say then they go na court. This being time 2018, if you apply then go na court. That court road. Now we don't touch as a country, so do you more continue that court road? They made the court.
So in all of this, the issue of peace and national cohesion and engagement with young people who not only work with very important. Which word you go and give to them? Because in all of this, we just get reports of some parts of the country people are grieved, they protesting in front of the ECSL office. Which word you get for young people them, especially as when I don't work with them before this election?
Young leaders, young people, civic leaders. All this election now for how go plan for one own future. And nothing that they able for plan inside Paraba and cost and fit. When a patient owner self, because this is about owner. May nobody in your personal no big pass your future. If this country peaceful, if development happen, we are the number one beneficiaries because now when I come to this, now when the young people then will depend on where this country go before. After all, at some point, Samuel Kamara no go there, Marabi no go there, Kalilu Tutange no go there. The one way they can be we, now they will look up to for men to go carry this country go before, so that we country in name go continue in perpetuity. Do you have on a patient on ourselves, on a patient on a brother them, on a patient on a sister them? This is not election, it don't done. The result they come out and at the will of the people. Would ever the people that decide for choose, do you have all go behind and support for more country will get peace and development?
Thank you very much, Kalilu Tutange. That's now Kalilu Tutange, the chairman for the National Council Commission for Civic Education and Development. And even on the talk to we about the importance of peace, especially with the they don't allow politicians and for use them, in this election. We don't get the press conference today. The national returning officer say they go need for go to Wellington at the talent center and see whether they don't get enough results for making can announce provisional results to the public. And I'll be asking that question there. If in the beginning announce, they say they need to get, plenty, perhaps, number of result them, so then go begin announce to the public. And that's everybody they look forward to. Everybody they look forward to the results where now the official results from the National Commission for Elections, the ECSL Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone, as now then get the authority. Interestingly, the commissioner, the National Returning Officer, funnily been they say, people need to allow them to enjoy that power the way it gets, this few time for announced results. As ever, then I've been to many conference now, who say we serve there as AYV for follow as then they announce result them. We they talk to more people, then we they try for can talk to the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone. No, we they talk to the CEO of AYV, Ambassador Navo. We serve there. He been there. Yeah, we the press conference they go on. But we want talk to quickly on what in this election mean and how it be for the country. We go as well talk to Christopher Jones. Christopher Jones, we na the deputy talkman for the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone. As then the people way they talk. We there with the President and CEO of AYV Television, Ambassador Navo. Welcome to AYV.
Thank you very much.
So I talk to you as a citizen yourself, a senior citizen, somebody we don't invest at this country, and you youth ambassador as well. We don't go through this process relatively peacefully, except for isolated cases. What does this mean for we as a nation?
It means a lot, and I want to use this opportunity as always for congratulate the people of Sierra Leone, because yesterday we all come on and I was extremely impressed with the zest and the number of people we come across the country, and definitely that was good. Largely it was very peaceful and the process be very transparent. So kudos to all the stakeholders and thanks to Sierra Leonean for coming out.
People they look forward to getting the results, the final results in anticipation. Every other Sierra Leonean, and the commissioner finally been they say people they need to allow them now power and the lane self enjoyed and the. But which message you go want give to Sierra Leoneans, especially young people, them who you don't they work with, as we they wait at this time, emotions and they go high and everybody they announcing that they don't win. Which advice you go give?
I just want to continue for advice. We don't go vote SAFU. Make we wait SAFU as we don't wait. Let the results come on. Let we no cause any problem. We don't hear the head of ONS what he say. Let nobody begin call fake results. Wait for the one way constitutionally mandated for do that when at the head. Like you don't tell we just know. He said the next couple of these lanes if enjoy them. Lord left enjoy and call them for we. That will be my advice. Hello, continue for remain peaceful.
I'm not gonna let you go without not talk about what AYV they do right across the country. We get 2 studios here. We talk to one of we studio and we get another studio side my colleague then day. And we get colleagues them right across the country. We get studio in Radisson as well. What does this mean, for provide, factual information to the Sierra Leonean public? I watch with Facebook pages now over 1 million people they view with page.
Well, it means a lot, and we on all congratulations. But like I can say, we do this for Sierra Leone, and we'll continue for work for Sierra. Because now one green Sierra Leone we get, we not get no other country for go past this country. We don't dare during the war, we not run. We still there, allow continue for work for we country and move on. So kudos to all, and I'll continue with the good work.
Thank you very much. That's my motivation from the boss, and it means a lot. I'll talk to the DG of the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. Now we there, and the staff, them colleagues, them from SLBC, we don't they work here and they cover this. But with regards to the media, and especially the issue of following post-polling day. What does it mean, and what should we do as journalists, for ensure say, the information they already get on social media, also everybody they announce themselves as winner, we handle them, as professionals.
Well, we already get to our own hub. I mean, we say we not say the actual results they come on, and we say the 2 results they come on. We just listen to the head of the Electoral Commission where they say, I mean, anybody can go out and do your own results, call whatever thing we want, but at the commission, in particular, we know the commissioner, only get that. And we journalists, we know this. So if you select Naslag, you get some other, subsets where they actually verify some of the information and whether it's true or not true. I mean, the only thing is that it will help confuse people largely. I mean, if political parties, if political leaders, then they go out, they have the platform, all man they select, nine don't win, or they lead and all of this. It is support. It confusing your supporters, and the tendency they say your very supporters and can just rise and then do, something we know we go disturb the peace. So can only say let the able for actually maintain the calm, maintain the peace. For us journalists, I think of all moments, I seem for respect my colleagues and the more, because this is one election we'll cover and this passionately. I mean, all over the place. The media people, they don't, I mean, even the press conference, we just say almost like all media houses then they, and will not seem forget, instances or indications of journalists particularly going out with information where they left much to be desired. I mean, professionally. So I think in terms of the coverage yesterday, in terms of what they happened today and all of those, people don't largely rely on what they come up from the experts. I mean, it has come from the Peace Commission. We don't listen to other people. And these are the stories that journalists are actually taking along. So far, I think so good for the profession.
Yeah, one thing where perhaps we will get, reports from SLAJ or the MRCG later, and that's the indication of attack on journalists. One week colleague there, Jason Saluti Janjalo, been they commend the security sector for able to allow them for going to polling centers and polling station, take photo shots and do interviews them. Generally we not get, like you say, within the SLAJ forums, we not get reports of attack on journalists. We can say compare elections.
I think it get thanks to the president of SLAJ and perhaps even the umbrella organization SLAJ itself, because before the election, I mean, they make that effort for go around all the media houses, engage the staff, engage colleagues, journalists, and largely how for carry themselves, especially on polling day, in terms of protection, and also in terms of fairness. And I think that largely we don't see the, I don't see evidence of any journalists where they're all over the place, just the other give information way not correct, or journalists way, I mean, the bulldozing way and all of this. And I think to say that message, we go a long way. West Large, the executive, they move to all the media houses, and they can even the training. Because there's a series of trainings before this election. Also, I mean, WIMSAL, other media bodies, even the very journalists, the media houses themselves, they organize trainings there on how to carry themselves. You talk about MRCG, they don't organize trainings. So I'm sure that we don't get a very strong impact. And maybe, okay, because now where you carry the well, you go to any police station or police center, identify yourself, try to see what you're able to do. Because before now, people that can just bulldoze and way, and they want to get the information what they want. Even when security will tell them, say, hey, hold on, and all of this, will not seem to see that. I mean, we said they're all over the place. They try to see how the process they carry on, and thankfully, I think so far so good for journalists.
Finally, the election process still there because the result not come out yet, and journalists are still into this. Like you say, we're still there. What is expected of journalists within the reports, especially with the announcement of results, whether it's from the polling stations or the certified one, the official one from ECS?
I think what we know now that only ECS and they go give official results, and sometimes now we're not able to hide information anyway. So if journalists then are center A, journalists then are center B, journalists then are center C, if they watch the process keenly, it ban for able to get semblance of what don't come out as the result. But that cannot be the final results. So more often than not, we say restrain yourself from coming out to say, I mean, these are the results, because sometimes the results that they can get their own by the time they reach the tally center and all of those. We not seem to see that. I mean, what we have done largely is to give the platform to all the players. For example, I mean, we, like SNBC, ECSL one for do this, AYV, ECSL one for see this about the results and all of those, we get the platform, the radio, the television day. We get other, community radio stations, we even get IRN, we get staff in all areas, and they saw some of them results the way they come. And they are very careful in actually saying, then results and now what we they see and that we they report on. But now only the ECSL get the mandate for getting certified results. So far, the process is being managed, because if they get anything untoward, ECSL they raise the red flag. But the fact that this has not been raised with the media houses I mean, we carry schools very well. And I think if we're able to maintain the momentum, let's provide a platform, traditional, online, and all of those things, so that the body we're responsible for actually give the certified results, will give the results for the joy of everybody.
Thank you very much, Professor Kapua. Professor Kapua, na the DG of SLBC and also na media mentor and teacher. We get Asma James, na the journalist woman will be window or amongst the 50 influential women in Africa. But Asma, the role of women journalists in covering this election is also very important. I know you don't train and push a lot of women them for take the forefront and report on this. And I don't listen IRN and we 98.1 I partner too. And it feels good when you listen to your colleagues and see them, they take the lead. So they now not been there before. But now they Mabel, Khadija and others. But what does this mean for journalists them, an election like this?
So now the uniqueness of this particular election, the fact that the media, whether online and the traditional media, they exceptionally do well. I not say the one there on Facebook or the one they will go to say me a blogger or the one who go to get an online TV and the traditional media really don't do exceptional reporting. You they see anytime you go online, you they see different TV them, online television them. And for the like you say, some of you they retire now, they try to take the back seats and give opportunity to the younger one. Them deliberately this year, I not go on air for reports IRN because after those three elections that are 15 years, and then you get people and ways on TSF now don't sabi pass you want to get the opportunity for reports. So we get the opportunity for reports and not to IRN no more. We see other female women them online. And also they do their own thing, and so we're so happy as media people. We not hearing nothing of any journalist so far, woman journalists, nothing not happen. Everybody they report from the training the way they get over the last month towards for me to this election.
As you say, this election is very unique. The last election there was social media, but we not been get social media more open to the public and even the media. So, what's in social media you think say add to this election? They add value to, especially when our professionals them. A lot of people they go offline because they think say there is information overload, fake news and all of that.
Of course, it's good. For me, I really don't tune off. So because good, it's not good for your mental health, but it's also good because if you stress, like the political party them, we stress, the supporter them, the strategists them, we stress, we see that they can post on social media, and we see also the one that we feel like say they not get hope, they give their information on the social media. So social media really good. It depends on who that and how they want for handle them, for misuse them, but it also add value to this election, and also if they ask for a report, they will say when I go for the online. We mean say even the people the EMBs they also want for the both na the local and also online platform. So and they don't do exceptionally well, and social media it add value to this election.
Finally, we still cover the elections, journalism, female journalism as well, and as you mentioned and as Kapua mentioned, we not get reports of attack on journalism. But which message you go left to journalism, because this is a critical time, the announcement of the results and covering post-announcement of the results.
Now the most critical time they cancel when they announce the results, everybody edgy. And over the last couple of months, journalists they don't get training on safety. A few days ago, somebody from AYV also can talk to me and on safety of journalists. And what me tell them, not front confrontation, and not say because they work for AYV, they work for Radio Democracy, with chest open for seminar journalists to give me this information. We then are a critical position now. Show your ID card, tell and seminar, Asma James from Radio Democracy. If now you identify yourself to the police officers, you identify yourself to the whatever the security sector, because we know in that situation they will side and will say they don't beat journalists or let alone female journalists. So for the safety of yourself, may you not go be the news instead of the news where you go fan. You get to always get your ID card or the clothes where you wear. If they're not believe because anybody can go do this AYV t-shirt, but ID card not a lie. You show your ID card, you make sure say you tell and say me, you identify yourself, and like I say, not confront a confrontation, meaning not go inside confusion. You try for go open chestly, because even the CNNs of this world, you know, they can take undercover. So take undercover, do you filming, after which you come on, but not ever go before secure, and always identify security as we all the wait. Connect Sailor, we wait, and I know the person we gets the power for now, this short term for announced results. So if you see results, fake results from political parties, do a big no announce them until, and they don't open the space. Today they get accreditation to media houses. Now I see today at the press conference, lots of journalists and when we say the platform they open for information. ECSN are the best people right now for give information. Stay glued to your radio or your television station.
Thank you very much, Asma James, for talking to us. And as Asma say, yeah, ECSL, now the only side we could get the certified and official result for this election. No take results other side and think say that's the reality. We colleagues them na IRN as well, they do very well. The Independent Radio Network. Then they announce provisional result them from the centers them. So you can listen to IRN, follow AYV Television, AYV Radio, and other platforms and forget the information. We finally can talk to security now. The head of the coordinator of the Office of National Security, Mr. Toka, you with we on AYV Television. Abdullah Koka, sorry, on AYV Television. We don't hear you talk about the security status. Generally, you say everything is safe except for some areas, them now the north and the northeast and other side, them wanna get isolated cases. But for Fambulem out there, we're still the wait in anticipation. The things say when they announce results, something will happen. Which assurance you want to give them?
I want to give the assurance based on the security sector preparedness, because we prepare ourselves, and that preparation today, now every security agency come together and roll out that plan at the entire country, where you say make sure we get a peaceful election. That means security will be everywhere. So I still assure the people of this country, I say, based on the preparedness plan and the deployment plan, what we don't get as a sector, the security is ready, prepared for provide security, even when they reach results in this country. But everybody be safe in the country.
Languba Kai living car the other day, the chief of staff, any advice people not for go against within the security sector, they tell them not for go against, otherwise they'll be arrested. And even say on a day militarize the whole election process. One of my colleagues here talks say he even commend the security sector that they allow journalists to go and do them work. In the situation like this, so we get reports say people and they get agitated in some parts of the country, then they protest. What can you go and say to people across the country?
Well, the only thing I want to say to people there is that people they follow the due process of the law, and let the politicians therefore incite people then, because now waiting the people that they talk, the political masters that they talk, then they follow. But if the political masters then desist themselves from making insightful statements, then they're not going to do anything. So we just go on everybody. Now that we go towards the end of this election, I want to get back. Let us stop from making statements that we're going to make. The supporters then they go on the riot. As a sector, we never prepared. We are not prepared. They will not be prepared for entertaining anybody with the incite in followers then for going to street. We just encourage everybody for me then obey and respect the law of this country. For us in the sector, we are always prepared. That's why we are paid. You understand? For provide the enabling environment for everybody and for also support the ECSL specifically for this election.
One of the things we come up from the discussion or the press conference is that people and they announce results, political party then they announce results. And you say political party then offer announce results, we will cause problem. It's the ECSL we get the mandate. How are the money is happening on social media, and we don't know how it will happen again from their party offices or across the country.
You see, we are going to warn people. We want people who have for announced results prematurely. I don't talk and say, now only the ECSL, the chairperson, now get a mandate to announce results. For the one that we want for announced results, we will encourage them, but it's just from doing that. But if they intend for doing, and they do it. We will warn them. If they continue to do that, I think say the locals, because that's a recipe for chaos. And for us in the sector, we know you want chaos for this election year. We have gone through this election year. I'm sure history will not exonerate we, the sector, and the people of Sierra Leone for this kind of election. What we do, because people they will say, should this election be tension? They will get toxic environment where they say it will be high, hyper. But look how the election go. All right. People, your colleagues, they praise the security sector professionalism. Also, that is because of our preparedness plan and how we are able to deploy our forces in all the areas there. It's unfortunate that we get isolated in few areas then, where they're safe, we have been able to address. So now we are now preparing to also protect the counting, the tally centers, and where they are doing the tally centers. That's very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdullahi Koka. Is the National Security Coordinator of the Office of National Security Awareness. Thanks for talking to us. We will talk to you in subsequent edition. Thank you very much. Well, you don't get assurance from the security sector. Say, make you wait and patience. Nothing will go happen, then go provide security until they announce the results. This is AYV television on channel 33. We're there on DSTV on channel 399 with the broadcast on radio FM 11.7. We're there on with social media platforms as well. With the broadcast for Miana Bintumani Conference Center, we get 2 studios. My colleague them, Marina Terry, Sonia Jafal, and Megan Amelia Bangura safe there. And as well, we got people right across Radisson Blue and across the country where they talk to different people about what's in the happen in this election. We get for bring update from the observers within Radisson Blue. We go bring on a panelists we go talk about the conduct of the election, what's in their own assessment. So as well, we go bring on a report from the tally center, which my colleague Matia and we other colleague them across the country. And I go and talk to Sano quickly. Inside the press conference, the chairman mentioned Sierra Leone, where one of the CSOs where they provide service for complement the efforts of ECSL for cover this election. I can recall yesterday there was a lady within an ambulance. We've been to talk to them. He said them pick them up from a pooling center, then bring and come get treatment. It's back. And now you provide that service there. How you provide the service?
Well, we don't look at the entire electoral process. We say side the way we for come in. We're not decisive.
Big flexer. Let's tell you why he's the biggest. This is why he's the biggest. Careful. The babies. Get in this one, bro. Hard work. Anyways, welcome to the show, bro. So this is where all the magic happens. Yeah, this is now. You already know. This is where the magic happens. I repeat, this is where the magic happens. Anyways, We don't come to relax. You know, come. So let's go to the living room, bro. Take us to the living room, bro.
Your favorite place is the studio.
Yeah, sure.
But you know, we'll be your favorite place. People move up from the studio. Come. Cool setup.
Man's in the building. Flex up. You know, so basically, how does it feel from the back-to-back hit songs? Because it's not easy. And you mentioned something they can because it make hip hop songs.
I'm telling you.
You know, something ever been done. I mean, I feel good because you know, say salon and country way people be done that. And Skype can revitalize them back, bring them back to the people. So it's a good feeling.
As a public figure, you're one of the most renowned names in entertainment. We cannot finish the show and not get your opinion to your fans. It's never do now that the election is upon us, especially the youths. So, what you get to say to them?
Well, this is a very defining moment for Salon and for we the people. I first say one man go vote, your choice. You know what I mean? What are they play for? How we maintain the peace. I want to get Salon we get like we XBC. I want to get Salon we get peace and peaceful and free and fair election we want. So I beg the youth them and the fans them people out there. That we go out and vote, staff will go back home and sit down wait from neck. ECSL, right?
Yeah,
ECSL. So that's it.
Already at the end, like I said, this is how we end everything. Thank you so much, Dumpy. I've been your host, Teresa. With me, I have my co-host.
Biggest flexion of time it is. And of course, get ready, get set for the next episode of Celeb Talk because we're going to your favorite celebrity. But for now, we're leaving. We're bouncing to the kitchen. Bounce. What's up, guys? Welcome to AYB TV. I brought a 90s bad girl in the building with my co-host right now, Crips International. Now the building.
We're here to meet one of the biggest, the baddest trending gospel artists, right? And that is Judah Zubairu. You know, I can't wait to see exactly what's going on right now.
Welcome,
the biggest.
Welcome.
Not joke.
As a renowned gospel artist,
Yeah.
I know you have young people as your
Yes.
audience, as your fans. What would you say to them now?
You know, one of the things that I do value that we have in Sierra Leone that most other people don't have is peace. The tragedy that other countries, you know, experience, we're yet to experience half of it, especially they do on a consistent basis. So I just want to urge everyone out there, you know, that peace is something that we should really maintain in Sierra Leone. You know, there's no need to fight or, argue with your neighbor or your family or cause strife between you and people who you know care about you just because of a political party or political differences. So I just want to urge people, young and old alike, if you listen to me and you value my voice, I just want to urge you in this period, just be careful. You know, your life is more important than any political aspiration that you might have or whatever your decision is. You know, so just let's maintain peace. Let's let the love continue, and let us do everything that we're doing out of a pure heart and a pure mind for the sake of Sierra Leone. That at the end of the day, 1 year from now, 2 years from now, we'll be able to look back and say, oh, you know, despite who I voted for, who I didn't vote for, at least I thank God that I am still 3 years in peace and my family is safe. I have my brother here, he's still alive.
Sure.
All these things are still happening, and we know that we still have hope. They say once there is life,
There's hope.
So staying alive and not killing someone or fighting someone. So let's maintain that.
We're gonna have an elections in June 24, and the Pray for Salon is a context which we need right now for so many things.
It is really relevant for us to, you know, pray for Sierra Leone. And if you listen to the song King Lee, talks about even our leaders, that we pray that God will guide our leaders. Everybody for prayer. Everybody for prayer.
Good afternoon to all we viewers and listeners them. For morning, you don't listen and watch AYV Radio on 101.7 FM, AYV Television on channel 33, and we also do live on DSTV, channel 399. We're on Facebook as well, AYV News Facebook page, and you can also follow me on the other social media platforms them. So yes, yesterday, June 24, 2023, Sierra Leoneans them all across the country decide on the polls. So now in a very critical time within ECSL, they go through the process where they go through for make they able put together the results and get to a point where they go get for announce the result. We still get with team na Bintumani, and we get another team na Radisson Blue, and we still get other teams then out na the street them they get the atmosphere of waiting. It look like right now as Sierra Leoneans and they wait on the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone for announce official result. We also get with teams them na the regions where also they give you updates. From morning, we don't bring you updates from we different studio them. But it also important to make you note say na Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, trade will be they call a NEC, National Electoral Commission, but now na Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone, ECSL. Now the normal get the right information and get the power for announce election result. Not to you political party, not to you candidate to contest the election, not to you religious leader, not to you community leader, not even the media. Nobody not get the correct information and power for announce election results to you. So any results where you get, na mischief. Right now, na time where almost all the candidates and almost all the political parties they claim victory, but not believe none. Wait let ECSL they officially announce the correct result. So until ECSL announce result, anyone we see, not believe. And we they remind una, not all the way you see on social media you get for believe, because we there in a generation where fake news don't turn big problem for we all. So if you know you're on a radio, you know watch on a television, or you know read on a newspaper, it's possible to say a lie. And if that thing what you see on social media not true, it like I say, journalists then the way they walk around the clock for bring and cancel you on radio, television, and newspaper for confirm them. So we see on a social media, no believe it to wait small. You must see it on a radio, see on a television, read on a newspaper. If you know happen, that means saying a lie, na fake news. We know say it confusing because not all man gets the right skills or apparatus for able for know who's news correct and who's one fake. So now I make journalists then walk around for confirm for you and bring camp factual information. Well, we still the link with all we other studio them. Right now we can go na Radisson Blue Hotel and join we other studio where they Michelle Jawade on standby day, Ola in card and self day. Let we link up with them. We'll come back na main studio here.
Thank you very much, Phoebe Swill. Once again, good afternoon. And of course, this is a special election coverage live from Radisson Blue. I am Michelle Jawad. Now, this is to clarify some news circulating on social media. And of course, you guys already know, say, now, yeah, we give all the factual and credible news. So anything we see on social media, therefore there for confirm and tell you whether it's true or not. Okay, so we move on to the first one where the national election say they hold on the 24th of June. So there was a rumor going around on social media say the election not the right, but as we all don't see yesterday, everybody come out, we all don't go vote. Saful, we all don't sit down now, Saful, and we all wait for the results for the for no Uda will be the winner. And just for back up that news day, the president's been here for, send out, information. We are going to the polls on Saturday, June 24th, 2023. Julius Maada Bio, President of Sierra Leone, address to the nation. Okay, so as you guys already know, say, like I said, the election we don't hold and nothing up for us. So then they first off for clear saying I've been fake news. But we all don't say that they don't happen now. So moving on to the next so you they trend online where people then they misunderstand or we not to true is that so the second one is first of Sierra Leone. So far they get a very peaceful election, and then of course this been come out from we've been get a very strong statement from former presidents of Nigeria when I Goodluck Jonathan, and also I see some videos the way they go out on social media about violence and pet and all of that. So just for confirm, say some of those videos where people then they share on social media now just some are old videos and then some are videos that people then just take for create story and probably for create panic, for give panic to a lot of people them out there. So you were then host just know say most of them video where they circulate on social media is not true. Some of them are old videos. But even though there was small amount of tension na different polling station them, but this now for just show how passionate Sierra Leoneans then they because they all want for see and no because like how we've been saying for go vote Saful, sit down now Saful and wait for the results. So just for clarify that then this one of we international observers when the former president of Nigeria when Goodluck Jonathan been get this for say on Twitter. All right, so let's take a look at them and then I'll carry them to you guys for just confirm and show say everything was peaceful. This now from Goodluck Jonathan, a post on Twitter say members of the West Africa Elders Forum election mission to Sierra Leone went out to visit some polling stations in Freetown and some suburbs to witness the voting process in the ongoing general elections. I congratulate the people of Sierra Leone for keeping faith with democracy. I wish them a peaceful election and a stable democratic transition. Hashtag Sierra Leone decides 2023. So this tweet will come up from Goodluck Jonathan from Nigeria when I want we international observers them. And done it just for confirm say it's peaceful. We all still they keep the peace. Even at this moment now where this now day 2 after the elections and we get different results from different polling stations and all of that. So it's a good thing. Moving on to the other thing where they trend online where a lot of people then they kind of create panic is that just for make this clear, say some news they go around as well, say AYV media they take sides. And for back this up, this not a media house, and we just therefore give now the credible and factual news and all the information we need because we get a lot of people that where they at home where they watch, where they see things online and then they panic. But this not for people that really calm down and no say we are still keeping the peace and everything they go very well. And for back this up, we get a statement we come off from we CEO, we Naina the ambassador and CEO of Africa Young Voices, and at this it been get for say where that news they been come out. It say it post this on Twitter and all other social media platforms. Breaking news. We've developed over 200 well-trained staff, journalists, fellows, and stingers across Sierra Leone. We are not taking sides. We are a media house. We serve in Sierra Leone. We serve Sierra Leone. CEO of AYV, Ambassador Anthony Navo Jr. And so, as ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, each and everybody where they out there, where they watch, this now for just confirm say, AYV is a very credible media house and we there for giving all the information. So just so you know that nobody is taking no sides or anything, even the CEO himself don't pull out that statement there. So anything where you see or hear is fake, just for confirm that day. And then moving on where we don't almost come to the end of today on waiting to go around on social media. I go there for you now more information. Don't forget to say we still there na Radisson and we get more information, more comments from social media. And I just want to confirm and tell people that I also say call you at nothing or they happen. It's peaceful, and we get forget peaceful results announcement, just equity yeri form waiting Phoebians will say anything we yeri out of social media we not to form ECSL na fake. Okay, so looking also at the interview where we've been get with Goodluck Jonathan, we go on for play that video there for now and see and actually hear from the horse's mouth waiting it been get for say towards this. Let me watch and I'll come back with more information.
So how many people voted in this unit? 414. 214. Okay. 213.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
So actually they fight with the commissioners, then one of the polling stations there inside grammar school to know how the conduct of the elections actually don't go on from morning to this time where polls don't close at 5. So if you be there in line and the 10 meet you 5 o'clock, of course definitely you know the vote after. If you didn't align 10 meet you 5 o'clock, you go vote until the process done. But if you not be didn't align at all, at 5 o'clock, so you know the able can say again for vote because voting ends at 5. Hello. So this is not the former president. Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan.
No.
Okay, so Mr. Can you actually tell us what your observation has been so far with regards to electoral process here?
First, let me sincerely congratulate the people of Sierra Leone for conducting another general election. Of course, we knew when the country had civil war till today. So we're happy that democracy is stabilizing in Sierra Leone. At the end of the polls today, if we don't have major issues, then we will all thank God. I'm from the West African Elders Forum, and we want stable West Africa, not West Africa that is littered with crisis. That's why we are here. I cannot make general comments because West African Elders Forum, we didn't send people into the interland. We visited some stations in Freetown here. We cannot, based on that alone, and make a general comment. So we are working with ECOWAS and AU. So after listening to the observers in the field, then one can make a comprehensive statement. But I'm very happy that elections have been conducted. Yes, we are hearing of some issues somewhere, some breaches, but on the overall, it appears it's going well. And I say it appears it's going well until we get a clear report. So thank you.
So we
Thank you.
peaceful environment. What is your message to Sierra Leoneans out there as we drive towards this actual
That is, you said it all. We want Sierra Leone to live peacefully because without peace, it cannot have economic development. The country must be peaceful for investors to come in. Both Sierra Leoneans that want to invest or outsiders that want to invest, they need peace. Because they say money is a coward. Money runs away from crisis, apart from those who sell weapons. So we need a very peaceful Sierra Leone for jobs to be available for our young children. Thank you.
All right, so we then move on as one don't hear from the man himself. Everything peaceful, and I believe they say where you are know if married sweets now from the honeymoon. We all don't see say from the elections, from the voting time, everything is peaceful, and I believe when time reach for call results, for ECSL for call results, now so you get for peaceful. So no doubt Pandande, because we Sierra Leoneans are very peaceful people by nature, and we like we serve so much. All right, so moving on to the next thing where they trend online, we want for clarify and check and confirm with una whether not true or not, is another one we say this not the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion in their press conference this early afternoon encouraged Sierra Leoneans to cultivate the habit of fact-checking before sharing information, because misinformation on social media has the potential to fuel unnecessary tension. When that they talk about just now, where you know, the Independent Commission of Peace don't talk to we Sierra Leone and say, do ya any news where you see out there, please let we cross check and forth. And that is why AYV Media is here for you guys, for giving all the factual and credible information them where una need. So like as Phoebe say, if you know hear am na radio, if you not see am on TV, it is not true. Okay, so moving on to we next, you know, what's in the trend online, we want for clarify is also that the rumors of ballot box stuffing in Sierra Leone's June 24, 2023 elections is false. So this now for confirm to you say, all decide the way people then they send videos and post on social media say the ballot box and they stuff them for June 20 for the election is actually false. So all waiting you see online is false. And this we just know so we get few sets of people them we just want for create tension and make people them afraid. But guess what? We not go for that. Then I make video for you now all the necessary information. And then moving on also to we next way we get, you know, right now Twitter very active and like waiting you know, as my James say earlier by an interview, it say social media very important. So the fact say because bad news they share don't mean say we not for believe or see or even, you know, be follow up waiting they happen on social media, because social media they play a very vital role inside this national election and generally na people in life. Okay, so we get this tweet from His Excellency the President, and it says, a heartfelt thank you to my fellow Sierra Leoneans for heeding to the call for safely elections across our beloved land that we love. We have yet again shown the resilience and fortitude that defines us as a great nation. As we await the official announcement of results from the ECSL, I encourage everyone to remain calm, keep love in the systems, and continue to preserve our peace and unity. God bless Sierra Leone and her people. Hashtag Sierra Leone Decides 2023. Right now, this now from Twitter, and if you check on Twitter, you go see say the hashtag Sierra Leone Decides 2023, they actually trend because this now waiting they go on right now na Africa. Sierra Leone decides. It's all over. It's no more news. And a lot of people, we international observers, them, even from Radisson and all other parts of the world, they watch and see waiting Sierra Leone go come up with. But so far, so good. It is peaceful, and we are very happy, you know, about that. Moving on, we get two more. We want for confirm just before we go. We get another one. We come up from the opposition party, when I from Samura Kamara. It's a himself post on Twitter, you know, it been get something for tell people them in supporters them, always be one for let them know. And at this it been get for say on Twitter. It's a heartfelt thank you to the nation and every single voter who made their voice heard in our presidential, parliamentary, and local elections. Your participation is what fuels our democracy, and together we'll work towards a brighter future for all. Let's unite and move forward. Hashtag Elections 2023. Thank you, voters. Hashtag United we stand, divided we fall. Okay, all right. So that was a tweet from Twitter where you know, the flag bearer of the opposition party, Samura Kamara, been get for say to in supporters them just for make sure say there is peace out there. Just so you know, say let we not forget say them people here where everybody they vote for now people them where they even preach peace to them supporters. So then self wants let we maintain peace inside we country. Finally, let we take a look at this other news where they go out and see. We been get a post from the CEO of AYV Media Empire, It means get for send this out to, the people of Sierra Leone. Say, we've developed over, actually this now one pan the information the way we get just for, show people and say, now this we mean, and this election will be peaceful and fair and credible. All right, so now moving on, let we also not forget, say, with the report live right now on Radisson, and of course, are there with me team for giving all the information we wanna need. Finally, this one, they try for confirm this one from the SL decide. So this one come up from Dr. Mohammed IBN Canvas. This one say, now this been get for say to young people them out there. It say if there are any issues with the June 24 elections, please use legal means to address them. Meaning, if anything happen in your community or area, make sure say you take the right way. And I believe say there was a number way they may give for lay people then call just in case any kitikata happen. And of course, no kitikata not going to happen because one for show to people them and confirm where come up from the ECOWAS election observation mission. This one now this them in get for say to people them out there. It says we have not received any information of cancellation of votes in Sierra Leone's June 24 election. Everybody who was on the queue voted. So this now for the news when they go out and say they get for cancel the election, and this now for just confirm say the election not they be cancelled because this the ECOWAS election don't bring this news come to Una, and of course for make sure say we give very credible news to Una all. So now this all I get for Una right now on social media, and they come back for giving Una more information on any story where Una they doubt say no to. Me and Michelle Jawad reporting live from Radisson Blue. Thank you for watching.
This is the AYV Media Empire bringing to you an Elections Confidence 2023 broadcast, which aims to educate, raise awareness, and reassure Sierra Leoneans at home and abroad that the forthcoming elections will be free, fair, and peaceful.
I'm Anthony Navo Jr. I am the CEO of the Africa Young Voices Media. We're on 3 television channels, which is channel 33, 34, and DSTV channel 399. I'm also a youth ambassador. I'm a mentor to a lot of young people in this country. So our role is to provide a platform to different stakeholders, but also keep a balanced media so that you give everyone opportunity, every other stakeholders in elections, especially the political parties, but also the electoral commissions and observers, international agencies, to ensure we have a peaceful, free, and fair election. I want to assure the public that the Africa Young Voices, as the most balanced and the biggest media in Sierra Leone, will continue to provide that platform for our people, for Sierra Leoneans. But I also want to advise young people out there, don't go out there and cause any problems. Be peaceful, law-abiding. Elections day, go there and vote. Vote safely. Go home safely. Wait for the results. Please, 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 please refrain from violence.
This is the AYV Media Empire.
Sierra Leoneans, Una Kushe, Idris Elba here, proud son of the soil. I send this message for Askuna, please. This re-election, let we do peacefully, no violence. Young people there, now you get this election. Now you get the power. If we born the country down, now we get for build and back here. So please, let me not take the country backwards because we did go forward. We get for change the narrative. Yeah, not only is the world watching, but the entire Africa, they watch we Sierra Leoneans. Other Sierra Leoneans, we do watch we self. I'm a proud Sierra Leonean. I know you're not proud Sierra Leonean. So please do send this message. Tell and say, listen, this re-election, no violence. Please keep them fair, keep them peaceful. Let me maintain with credibility. Yeah? Much love.
Hi, my name is Jimmy B. My message here today is very simple. Peace, peace, peace. As members of the entertainment industry in Sierra Leone, it is incumbent on us to ensure that we just don't speak peace, but live peace. For a country to grow and reach its full potential, then that country must be stable and peaceful. Our elections are just around the corner. Regardless of the many challenges, our many differences, we are all Sierra Leoneans. Do ya me family at the big, make sure say we keep the peace for the betterment of Mama Salon. Blessings.
TransferPay promised Sierra Leoneans in America that remitting money back home would be affordable with ease. It was fulfilled with the lowest transfer fees, best exchange rates, and 24/7 responsive customer service. More users upgraded to level 3, and the platform welcomes more subscribers every day. The November 2021 promo of sending money home with no charge and the best exchange rates increased users and the volume of transactions per day. Now, TransferPay is excited to announce the extension of the zero transfer fees and best exchange rates promotion. But to keep this alive, TransferPay needs at least 1,500 additional subscribers on the platform. So join the Refer a Relative Challenge or Refer a Friend Challenge now. Invite 3 or more family members and friends in America to register and use TransferPay online money transfer. You know me, I'm Samuel Wise Bangura, and I'm participating in this campaign to help 100% Sierra Leonean business grow. My friends and fans, when remitting cash from the US, please use TransferPay online money transfer so we make sending money home from America zero transfer fees with the best exchange rate. What are you waiting for? It's fast, easy, secure, and convenient to use the platform. Hey, you. Yes, you in the United Kingdom. I bring you exciting news. Over 10,000 plus Sierra Leoneans have benefited since TransferPay launched its money transfer service in the US. TransferPay is now in the UK. You know what we offer? We are in every district across Sierra Leone, so receivers can instantly and conveniently receive their remittances. You can collect your remittances in leons or in dollars. For those of you collecting in leons, it's a zero transfer. For those of you who would want to collect in dollars, it's the lowest transfer fee ever. Enjoy the best exchange rate with TransferPay. More exciting is that you can receive in cash from any of the Ishmael FX pickup points across the country or their head office at 34 Regent Road, People's Pharmacy Building. You can also receive your remittances through mobile wallet and your bank accounts. TransferPay is fast, reliable, and user-friendly. To enjoy all the goodies, register now on www.transferpay.co.uk or download the app on Google Play Store and App Store.
AYV Media Empire they bring to Uno One Elections Confidence 2023 broadcast. We aim for make people they learn, raise awareness, and get assurance for say the June 24 elections go free, fair, and non-boss not go take place.
Mina Abdullah Koka, National Security Coordinator, Head of ONS. When they announced the date for the election, the second highest committee where this country gets in security, we activate one other committee, what we call the Integrated Election Security Planning Committee. That committee, they plan for the entire election. And they get several things they're willing to do. The election security strategy, number one, the training manual, number two, the strategic communication, number three. All of the documents they want to talk about, we go forgive with security people that come and look at them. And we go further, in fact, for develop a pocket guide for with security that we get for for man all of the polling stations so they go read them and know the do's and the don'ts. We therefore advise the people of this country here.
The world. This is day 2, AYV here broadcasting live from the Radisson Blu Hotel. This is all about Sierra Leone Decides 2023. As we all witnessed yesterday, it was a very peaceful voting process, although there were several rumors which we have found out to be false. Everything went nice and smooth. From the morning, actually, all the way up into the evening. I saw a lot of people stayed indoors. Some may interpret it as people were afraid to come outdoors, but I take it as though Sierra Leoneans are law-abiding. We were all encouraged to go vote and then go home safely, and I witnessed that yesterday. The streets were empty. Once again, I don't believe it's because of fear, but because we are law-abiding citizens, and we were told to vote and go home safely. I have a guest coming up a bit later. We all know him and love him, Sir Wahid. He's a member of an organization that has been promoting peaceful elections for years now in Sierra Leone. We're going to hear from him and how he spent his voting day yesterday. Once again, I'm here at Radisson Blu. We have our teams all across the country. Of course, our headquarters in town bring you the very, very latest news, factual news coming from AYV. I've spoken to a couple of entertainers about yesterday's voting process, and of course, one was Mystic, a big entertainer and the manager of Star Z. Well, he explained to me that he had a wonderful voting process, a non-eventful, and that's good news to have a non-eventful voting process yesterday, and we hope for the best until the results come out. I also spoke to our very own Tranga Ace Bobo. We all know him as Nasir Ayub. Well, he's currently in the Gambia, but he wished Sierra Leone the very best in the election process until we get the final results. Stay tuned. You will hear a lot more from us here at Radisson Blu. For now, back over to you guys at the main studio.
We are now days away from Sierra Leone's dates with destiny, the June 24th general election. In this defining moment in the history of Sierra Leone, here at AYV, we recognize the mantle thrust upon us to be the voice of the nation fully.
We take our task to ensure fair coverage seriously. We intend to honor our pledge to you, to be your home of all things credible, factual, and all times balanced news. Totally, this is our commitment to you. We have witnessed non-stop hours of groundbreaking broadcast in an effort that saw AYV rolled out 8 studios across Sierra Leone, at Far Hill, Aberdeen, Makeni, Kenema, Bo, and London, with almost 3 kilometers of coaxial cable laid, connecting 4 ground teams that consume almost 100 liters of coffee from Chef Teina. The most important number is 2. Out of dozens of aspirants, only 2 men had emerged from the conventions in February as flag bearers of
of the APC and SLPP, retired Brigadier Julius Madapio and Dr. Samuel Matthew Wilson Camara.
So far, we have witnessed a lot of intrigues. Maybe this is the beginning. Defections and realignments have been plenty. We don't know if there's more to come.
The only thing you can guarantee right now is that your home of credible, factual, and balanced news and analysis, AYV Media Empire, will bring you every twist and turn of this amazing race in full color and in high definition.
We shall have a comprehensive look at the developments around the election as we count down to Sierra Leone's date with destiny.
Women clamored and got a law that provides 30% minimum quota in governance. Will that be achieved this June?
Well, one thing is clear. The nation has begun its conversation that will culminate a date with its destiny on the 24th of June. How much will change by then? And what shifts within the political landscape are we going to see?
Find out more on the nation's biggest and most trusted news source, AYV, on Channel 33, on DSTV Channel 399, on Radio 101.7 FM, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and of course on TikTok.
Yes, indeed. Only AYV. Because AYV, Nine Salo Sabi.
Welcome back, Sierra Leone and the rest of the world. I promised, and now I have delivered. I have with me a man that everyone knows and loves. They call him Mr. Tingden. I call him my guy. He is the man of the moment. Definitely Mr. Waheed. Welcome to Studio 2 here at Radisson Blu.
Thank you very much for having me, Double D. It's always a pleasure talking to you, talking to AYV,
awesome.
And talking to the people of Sierra Leone.
Awesome. Well, it's all about Sierra Leone Decides 2023, and you have been one of the leaders in promoting peace and the nonviolent elections for years, not just this election, previous elections. So it's an honor talking to you, and I just want to know, how was your voting process yesterday? How did your day go? Day one.
It was great. It was really great. But I think I want to channel that kudos and that greatness to Sierra Leoneans in general.
As a whole.
I think the Sierra Leoneans deserve a pat in the back. We deserve a lot of kudos for turning out. First of all, the turnout was great.
It's great.
But it was relatively peaceful. It was peaceful. And I think we understand the concept of development, that we cannot develop our country without peace. And one thing that I always say is that the peace that Sierra Leone have, the peace that we have, is one that I always refer to as a fragile one that needs consolidating. And one of the things that have the greatest potential of threatening that peace is elections. And coming out yesterday, I mean, given so much tension, so much issues in the elections, for Sierra Leoneans to actually come out, and, you know, it was relatively peaceful, like I said. I think we want to give that to the rest of Sierra Leoneans.
No doubt, no doubt. And well, let's switch to the Creole small.
Oh, that's
because
fine.
I want to talk Creole. It's all about the saffron.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
I don't hear
yes,
saffron. And we spoke a bit earlier today.
Yes.
Talk to me, tell me about this saffron, outside this word come out, and how it connects with these elections. Sorry to cut you off, but by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, Waheed is not just a musician and a songwriter. He is also the director of communications and strategic planning for the See Beyond Group. So tell us about Safo, and then we'll get into the See Beyond Group.
All right. So basically, what we did, we with the See Beyond specifically, we put Eastern ground.
Okay.
Follow within the ground, we come and then we launch. First of all, I think we are one of the first music organizations, the Rural Tree campaign. We call our election not to fet.
Okay.
Vote for Make Salon go before. And then later on, we started partnering with some of our partners, Action Aid being one of them, ECSL being another, and then Talking Drum Studio, you know, Radio Democracy 98.1, and different partners then we would partner with.
Okay.
And then I think it was the Action Aid in the promoting peace in the electioneering process in Sierra Leone, where we do with Action Aid. That's where we actually do a song where we catch the SAFU, because the SAFU was a slogan we think originated from ECSL, but they were struggling to put it out.
Okay.
So what we did because that project came out about a week before the voting day.
Okay.
So we said, why not capture this? Make it more fun.
Trending.
So what we did, make it trending. I agree with you. Thanks for the word. For lack of better word, that's the right word.
That's the right word.
So what we do now, we put them in a way we go so entertaining. In fact, what we do a TikTok challenge.
Yes,
and
I
we
saw
threw
that.
them out there, and it was a lot of people participated. And one of the things they want to lack, but that TikTok challenge, now the fact say, we get people from the provinces. If you see some of the videos that was going out, some of the videos that went viral, you go see people from the provinces, they're actually concerned. That shows how people from across this country, not just Freetown, concerned about peace. You go see Kindo Amani, when at the head of the comedy departments that CBO, they come, make so much fun. I think he did 2 videos. I do one, you go see Michael Asalo, who is the film department in Fantasy Wiz, even though they town, they're America now. But everybody came out, and then the fans, they pick it up. Sierra Leoneans pick it up. So we popularize, we help popularize that thing. And before you know it, I begin lot of people that say, okay, well, it's already there, job done. I mean, one for kudos to Action Aid, CCYA, because now we all partner in this project.
Okay, awesome. You just spoke about the members of the CBON. You spoke of Fantasy Wiz, Kindo Armani. Explain more about how that came about. How did you guys come together to form that group?
So in 2021, we formed the CBON group. CBON is actually a development organization with an open mic. We main program is the open mic. So what we do, what we really do with the open mic to developmental issues. We look at like in 2021 when we launched, we opened the mic to access to legal justice. We take a legal aid board as the main organizations. We look at what they do behind bars, to people that we look at the correction of what the job they do at the correctional facilities, both male and female correctional facilities there, and look at let people understand some of those issues and understand, say, for legal aid, for legal help. That organization, they are free and easily accessible and all that. We look at the issues, then go beyond that for verifying fact check as an organization and put it under the public domain. So this is what we do as a development organization. And then I can always tell people, say, what will they do now elections? Because you're not able to talk about development without not talk about peace.
Exactly.
And like I earlier say, one of the things that they really threaten the peace in this country, the fragile peace in this country, because when you look at the fragility of the peace in this country, there's a lot of way. And it's, like I say, one of the things that really threaten our elections, because we can always put and say, Salon are a relatively peaceful country.
It is.
Would a day peaceful until elections? You find out, say, even AYV where you did in a different community workplace and different community then. You find out so get people that will belong to the same tribe, same religion,
once election
same political parties, but we all operate well. We bind. We not care about. We don't even think about son name.
Exactly.
Boyfriend, girlfriend, married woman, into marriages and all that. But as election comes, that's when we all begin consciously, this man and that man, So elections just get a potential for threatening the fragile peace. And being that we're a developmental organization, you cannot talk about development without peace. So we're coming in election to consolidate that peace.
True. As an entertainer, I want to get your thoughts briefly on, as entertainers, or how should entertainers act or not act during elections? Should they be more vocal? Should they stay in the back? What is your opinion as an entertainer?
Speaking as an entertainer properly now, I think, first of all, some of them work there who they do elections where also we get with authority and we guarantee. Now the fact say the fundamental human rights give you the right for associate, for belong, and
without repercussions.
Exactly. Do what you want to do. You understand? So I think it will be unfair now for let we begin tell we compare entertainers then for limit themselves, and waiting them for do, waiting them not for do. I think that for be an option or a choice of the particular individual. Waiting me can say, given Sierra Leone, the makeup of Sierra Leone, we're still struggling with a lot of things, understanding. With the height of maturity, we still need for string with people along, for let them understand certain things. So you don't want for like put on too heavy on them. But also, I think say it's a matter of choice. Like me, for instance, I choose for do this. I choose for remain neutral and side with the people. Just highlight those issues we will bring development and make people understand the thing that we will do. Just like in thing them, you know, most popular thing that we will make we country scatter. The thing that we will make we go before. Just bring on to them every time. And one of the reasons why people will always listen to this voice now because they go look so, they look red, they look green. They're not able to associate me, pass them, put the green, white, and blue on me.
Exactly.
So I think given the fragility of the peace in this country, it's important for us as entertainers. Because one of the reasons we go back to the people we grieve for make we become now then make we rise to that height of stardom.
Understood.
So we're not them back with the talk to because now the same people especially the young ones we are the perpetrators and we are both the perpetrators and victims of violence. So I think it's important. But everybody getting right for belong who I want belong and do what they want to do. I think we have to respect that as a society going forward.
Definitely. What advice as an entertainer, once again, what advice do you have to the youth of Sierra Leone, even to your fellow entertainers? Because we have voted, but we still don't know the results.
Yes.
What message of peace and tolerance could you give the people out there for this upcoming week?
Yeah, I think we don't do a very good job, and the world they look at we get big praise. We get big praise out there. Please let we continue for let's alone maintain that praise day. And now they say the time we the patient for wait, they only allow the one that we get the mandate for process and call results, for actually go through the process, for make the election be transparent and let them call out a credible result. So it get for take that time for make them process them.
So patience is one thing.
And no say we're eager, we don't go do and I think let we commend Sierra Leoneans. This is democracy. The eagerness to come out, to want to speak, for one to let them voice them be matter.
Your turn.
You know, we saw that, and people also this election will not just be monitored by observers. It will be monitored by Sierra Leoneans as well. We saw that, and that is beautiful in a democracy. Yeah, but also we want to give chance to due process. Let we allow the time, and then so that people will come out when the result then come out, then will actually be transparent and credible. So let we continue for be patient. Let we sit down, and the advice not to just go to citizens, they go to everybody at the country. Including I mean, just everybody basically, including we will vote, we will belong to the political party. Them, let we all patient and allow the process for go on. And when it come out, at least we all will be sure say it's a credible one. I think say that I'm a good advice. People.
Great stuff. We spoke earlier over breakfast, and you said something that's still sticking with me about after the elections, about forgiveness.
Yes.
To whoever wins.
Yes.
Can you repeat? Because I wanted to have a mic this morning. I've been wanting mic and I'm when we get up. Yes, but we don't come back. I'll go back to the crew. We don't come back. So I want you repeat what you touched me this morning when you talk about forgiveness after the elections.
So basically, when they look at, let's say this, I'm saying this as a citizen of this country, not necessarily an entertainer. First of all, these now elections can go either way. Let me establish that. Elections can go either way. So we're saying to whoever win, what you would expect as a citizen, what you would expect to whoever win. First of all, we expect say whoever win for coming as a kumbra, for heal the nation. That are your first job where you get for coming as a kumbra, as a father figure, which you are.
Yeah, whether they voted for you or not.
Yes.
Put that in the past.
Exactly. Okay. For heal the nation. Healing the nation, I would say it will take two ways. First of all, for able for heal this nation, we must of all go for be able for forgive. Because not to all side and vote for you. Not all man will like you. And like I tell you this, when I say Saloma will be sing. You get some music where they sing for you.
You go try out before
that still resonates with you. You still hot, you're still so to be able to embrace the nation, because now they can rule. That's how we vote for me, or you say you left the one will not vote for you. Now you're coming to rule the nation.
Everyone.
So you first of all must be able to forgive, understand, say this now so campaign they go and not to all man go. Basically. And secondly, after you don't forgive, now for embrace the nation, for bridge the gap. Because we don't see Sierra Leone divided by tribe, by lines, political lines during elections. But I think this election was the height of it. So now, as a leader, anybody will emerge the winner. You get the work for heal the nation, for bridge the gap, because you said you don't want to inherit a divided state.
Exactly.
And also, like I said earlier, for be able to open the space for conversation, for dialogue, because that's what democracy is all about. We open the space, let people talk. We expect the government, we go actually take in criticism, actually look at how we go form that as part of the policy formulation for address the needs of the people. But I also go forward for say, we're also expecting an opposition we go criticize constructively for the betterment of this country. Not a one way, anything we government do, bam, anything we government do, bam, attack. We criticize constructively for the betterment of this country, and also know that you have a responsibility, for make you help development for go before. And I mean, if we do that, basically, we, like I say, open the space for dialogue. You find out, say, I mean, as a country, we all be able to participate. We in democracy allow participate how we, for let the country go before. And I think there's a lot of things. Personally, as an entertainer, I expect to see, because we also see our entertainment play a very, very key role in both, the political campaigns. So I expect, say, will be a fallback plan so we can boost the political rallies because we have the crowds. I hope, say, as an investment policy, I'm happy. One of the reasons I'm happy, Goodluck Jonathan is here. And because Goodluck Jonathan are the man will make a greater investment in the Nigerian entertainment industry. And they talk just music, and they talk entertainment. And from where they take off from that point, they will suicide and they go now.
Yes.
And I think that just remind me, we're looking for government. We expect anybody will come in to actually make a serious investment in an already existing industry, really create employment for a lot of young people. So we take on from the, we want to begin share the international space with international acts, them and the world, bring down the Grammys, so we go able for exports with culture and tourism of Sierra Leone. We go bring more, we go help for boost economy and stuff like that. We want to see a lot of youth being, engaged and other things, because the young people now we actually get this election. I mean, there are other people when you look at the voter registration, so we actually we make decision. So whosoever we decide for pass the mantle of leadership to, we expect them to recognize that. Recognize that there are already industries, create more industries. I mean, let the country just flow and be peaceful.
Awesome. Speaking with you, it's hard to imagine you as Wahid of Kingdom. You're so politically inclined now. You don't how do you say accents, party politics now. What is your future plans? Is it to stay inside entertainment, or do you have future plans on?
Yeah, I can always say entertainment in my heart, and that's for life. But I think we're going into advocacy, because when we look at most of like the CBN is an advocacy, and communications as well. When we look at the young people we target, there are a lot of things that we will not see at these elections. One of the things that we will be clamor for as an organizations. That's why I mentioned, so we're looking forward to government, whoever come, for open the space for conversation, dialogue. The reason why we need that, even in this election, I think violence is one thing where they take too much of your time when it comes to election. We're really not able to dive into the nitty-gritties of the manifestos of both political parties in these elections. We're not able to listen to how the economic, agricultural, education, and health policy will actually resonate to the last man inside Kabbalah, na Kailau, na Falaba, na Pujehu, Machu. We're not actually able to capture that. How some of these policies, they resonate to the last man. We able to dive, and that are the only way we would be able to hold the one that we would pick now, responsible, hold them to them. What say you said this, some of those things we'll record them, But we just weary the manifesto, the 5 big changes, in the SLP manifestos, and then the 10 pointers in the APC man. We actually not dive into them because we didn't have the time, because every time they for billing young people, low left violence. So I think we have to progress to that phase. Election is a conversation, not a confrontation. And one of the things that we are all at the Pledge Me organization and myself to do is, first of all, maybe after this election, take me time, go across the country, You know, talk to young people. What is it that we expect from governance? Some of the things that we maybe share from a personal standpoint. What is it we expect from our government? And perhaps if we're able to develop what we call the Youth Manifesto, I think Andrew Ladali developed the Citizens Manifesto. Let's have young people. This is what we expect from the one that we can say, now this we want, now this we want, now this we want. And I tell you, once election the kind of we force to put out with manifesto. And if we do that, I assure you, Double D, you find out the political parties and they begin dive into we manifesto, because at the end of the day, they know say what we want, now we vote for. So let's the government plans we make for vote them for the next 5 years begin for resonate with the things then we want and expect, you know, and then let it actually be about conversations. Let's have this year we'll not see the debate. Last year was last election.
A lot of people were surprised.
Yes,
why
we forget debate. We forget it should be more about conversation, development talks, how they can do them, not to just for saying that the manifesto is, but how let we understand so that everybody we carried along with the process. So once that happens, you know, they get time for, you understand, for hate speech, for this or that, for time not there, because we are busy talking development. And that's the phase we want elections to move to. We want elections to move from violence to development.
No doubt. I see this year, as opposed to last elections, Sierra Leone musicians have become bolder in actually, you know, instead of rooting for a certain party. First time they go hide. You know, they don't want me to entertain. I want the stadium full up, so I know can't call party. But this year now, I see say artists then. I don't call their name, but they're openly promoting
and top artists.
Top artists. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. First of all, not them right. I think Nigeria don't grow to that level where nobody know they look at, because the Nigerian population is a bit sophisticated, where people understand that people have a right to show, and nobody not able to point finger to the other, because each camp you see a huge number of big musicians in the country. So you're not going to point finger and say this, that. Everybody did that. That is the reason, speaking development now, we make us say, we only expect, say, whoever, you know, emerge as the winner for this election, let entertainment not be a fallback plan. Because the reason why I'm saying this, not to like for just go boost the rallies them for the political campaigns. Not to that would use the musician. Let entertainment be a priority. And not to just, like how I say, not to just say, okay, let me pick this my own party artist there now. So now that's not
back to the forgiveness part.
Let's look at, because now look at the role of entertainment in these elections. One, entertainers then boost the political party rallies clearly.
Awareness.
But most importantly, the awareness raising and peace promotion, we don't do for years now. I remember after the war, the coming of Jimmy B and, you know, Cool Donkey, the song Salon Milan Summer, and all of those songs, they did the role with them play. And some of who will be doing that forever. And we come in heavy with who partners them under the CBN, launch the election not to fair. And we did to the last hour, and I'm still here talking peace. So the role of entertainment they play, we actually always say entertainment, we're not development partners to the government. So please, we're not just want to be a fallback plan. Make it actually be something we, whosoever come now will invest into entertainment. We'll take them to that point where it will begin to be economic. Make you always say, make it become a money-making machine for,
as it should,
and boosting the economy of the country.
As it
because the kind of role we will play, you know, and Sierra Leone, it's risky still because people don't understand. People are still pointing fingers and entertainers where they do that. But we they help people understand, say, people have a right. Like for me, I can say it's a matter of choice. I choose for preach peace. I choose for, you know, maintain the peace and give back to people, and we certify me and make me, you know, arise to stardom. But everybody have a right to do it, and they do. And for that, I think entertainment should be taken more seriously to whoever come.
No doubt. I'm definitely down with that.
Yes.
Okay. Finally, what's the last word you want to say to your fans, to the observers, to Sierra Leone, to Sierra Leoneans, Naya or abroad? What's your last words?
My last word now that when early in the morning, the first thing I post, I say, as we go to the post today, let Sierra Leone be the only thing in your mind. Because I be follow AYV la, Congo Sade AYV. One of the things that we constantly AYV people then be mentioned we then they interview people and I say campaign done. Though I mean the voting day yesterday. Say campaign done, nobody know the campaign again. So that's not what we're doing.
Yeah.
So what I say, let Salone be the only thing within your mind. I say, and in this election, let's Sierra Leone win. And when I say let's Sierra Leone win, I not just mean saying at the polls in terms of peace, in terms of how we emerge out of, after the results, how we accept them, and the gracefulness for whosoever will lose, for come out and be matured and congratulate the other, and also talk to your supporters and for make we remain peaceful. The process of the observers observing the elections for make sure say it's free, fair, and the election come out credible. The responsibility rests on the part of ECSL. It's every Sierra Leonean, both home and abroad, with responsibility for maintaining the peace. So when I say let's Salone win on this election, you know me say you go vote for, you go see one candidate win agree white and blue. No, it means you would think
no matter what
exactly within other in policies then will be best for Sierra Leone.
Understood.
But most importantly, how will they come out peacefully? Because one of the things then we have to say go and bug development in our country. And development now we want. One of the things that we go and bug development in our country. Now we peace not there. So we need they say a lot of good things about we out there if you listen to the international news. And let we continue in that path. Let we patient. Like I say, it's due process. Let we allow the process for go on, because at the end of the day, that's one of the ways that is all able to come out credible. But now everybody responsibility. You were there out there, you were there on social media, mainstream, traditional media,
journalists, everyone's responsibility.
Probably a fair, impartial reporting, calm the minds of the people. Now not to time for begin, raise people. They'll calm people down. Beautiful. And just follow the process to the letter. Salone, big pass, then to political party. Salone, big pass, any president will emerge for calm. And at the end of the day, Sierra Leoneans, I can say life day after election. After election, we all go back now with different stations. Life goes on.
Life goes on. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sir Waheed, I make what they call him Mr. Tingden. Once again, he is the Director of Communications and Strategic Planning for the C Beyond Group. It's been a pleasure, and we'll hope to have you back maybe tomorrow.
Oh,
let's chit chat some more. How about
really?
I'm almost tempted to have you sing for me.
Oh yes, yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
I can do
let's have just a bit of that Sing Them song.
Sing them.
That'll be awesome. Right so here at Radisson Blue.
Thing that we go make we glad. Thing that we go make we happy. Thing that we go make we country laddie daddy. So we go live in unity. Yes, so.
Yes, so. I'm Double D here at Radisson Blue. Back to you guys at Station 1.
We are now days away from Sierra Leone's dates with destiny, the June 24th general election. In this defining moment in the history of Sierra Leone,
This is the AYV Media Empire bringing to you an Elections Confidence 2023 broadcast, which aims to educate, raise awareness, and reassure Sierra Leoneans at home and abroad that the forthcoming elections will be free, fair, and peaceful.
I'm Anthony Navo Jr. I am the CEO of the Africa Young Voices Media. We run 3 television channels, which is channel 3334 and DSTV channel 399. I'm also a youth ambassador. I'm a mentor to a lot of young people in this country. So our role is to provide a platform to different stakeholders, but also keep a balanced media so that you give everyone opportunity, every other stakeholders in elections, especially the political parties, but also the electoral commissions and observers, international agencies, to ensure we have a peaceful, free, and fair election. I want to assure the public that the Africa Young Voices, as the most balanced and the biggest media in Sierra Leone, will continue to provide that platform for our people, for Sierra Leoneans. But I also want to advise young people out there, don't go out there and cause any problems. Be peaceful, law-abiding. Elections day, go there and vote. Vote safely. Go home safely. Wait for the results. Please, 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 please refrain from violence.
Sierra Leoneans, Una Kushe, Idris Elba here, proud son of the soil. I send this message for Askuna, please. This re-election, let we do peacefully, no violence. Young people there, now you get this election. Now you get the power. If we born the country down, now we get for build and back here. So please, let me not take the country backwards, because we did go forward. We get for change the narrative. Yeah, not only is the world watching, but the entire Africa, they watch we Sierra Leoneans. Other Sierra Leoneans, we do watch we self. I'm a proud Sierra Leonean. I know you're not proud Sierra Leonean. So please do send this message. Tell and say, listen, this re-election, no violence. Please keep them fair, keep them peaceful. Let me maintain with credibility. Yeah? Much love.
Sierra Leone is a nation blessed with so many historical moments, and June 24, 2023 is now part of that history as we witness another national election. From waking early in the morning, going to various voting polls and casting millions of votes. In summary, I can tell you that this journey has been a roller coaster. Now, the fate of the nation lies on the people, and the people have to decide who will be the next president. Literally, this is not the time to divide, but this is the time that Salon decides.
You observe any chaotic or any challenges where you come?
Well, since I come, I actually not observe anything chaotic or any kind of violence. It was actually peaceful, and it is still peaceful. We are really enjoying the peace of this particular election. That's great for our democracy.
I feel so good because now the term this way I'll be the wait for. At least, as well as they say now you right for vote, and I make sure say I don't cast my vote.
We should now listen now. The result, would I go win? Everybody embrace and jubilates.
I'm glad they look forward to this day, and God don't make it come. You know, they no can save. And when I come, you know, I see the people then gladly for go vote. Me safe, I feel good, and I believe that peace is necessary.
Well, it's very simple. You vote now, you right. So come up and vote. Go now, you don't wait for results. That's all.
But today when I come, I surprised quietly. All man just go about their business quietly. You go table to table, table to table, till you finish. I don't see no noise, no cost, no noise. And the people themselves, they respond to the what say peaceful election. And I am there on now.
The message is clear. Voices have been heard and vital decisions have been taken. AYV continues to be a home of credible, factual, and balanced news, and we will continue to give you reliable updates as it unfolds. My name is Johnny Kagbo, Nalo Safu Safu, as Salon decides.
Hi, my name is Jimmy B. My message here today is very simple. Peace, peace, peace. As members of the entertainment industry in Sierra Leone, it is incumbent on us to ensure that we just don't speak peace, but live peace. For a country to grow and reach its full potential, then that country must be stable and peaceful. Our elections are just around the corner. Regardless of the many challenges, our many differences, we're all Sierra Leoneans. Do you have me family at the big? Make sure say we keep the peace for the betterment of Mama Salon. Blessings.
TransferPay promised Sierra Leoneans in America that remitting money back home would be affordable with ease. It was fulfilled with the lowest transfer fees, best exchange rates, and 24/7 responsive customer service. More users upgraded to level 3, and the platform welcomes more subscribers every day. The November 2021 promo of sending money home with no charge and the best exchange rates increased users and the volume of transactions per day. Now, TransferPay is excited to announce the extension of the zero transfer fees and best exchange rates promotion. But to keep this alive, TransferPay needs at least 1,500 additional subscribers on the platform. So join the Refer a Relative Challenge or Refer a Friend Challenge now. Invite 3 or more family members and friends in America to register and use TransferPay online money transfer. You know me, I'm Samuel Wise Bangura, and I'm participating in this campaign to help 100% Sierra Leonean business grow. My friends and fans, when we're meeting cash from